My dear child, you didn't arrive here by mere chance. This moment was destined for you. I placed it along your journey not as a mere coincidence, but as a sacred convergence. You've been crying out quietly, yearning for someone to see the burden your heart has been bearing. And I have noticed. Every unspoken prayer you offered while shedding tears in solitude did not go unnoticed. I have caught every hint of desire in your speech, felt the quiver in your tone, and sensed the pain within your spirit. You may have assumed that your struggles were overlooked simply because you didn't witness immediate transformation. Yet faith is not defined by rapid results. Faith is about being in harmony. Today, I am affirming what you sought in prayer. It is accomplished. You prayed when your hope was dwindling. You reached out when your vigor was diminishing. Yet your belief was strong enough to voice your desires. That simple expression of faith touched me deeply. You thought you were merely enduring those tough days. But from my perspective, I observed you sowing seeds in the unseen. I witnessed your prayers ascending like fragrant incense to my presence. Every request made with a pure heart has not only been acknowledged, it has been realized in my domain. You are on the brink of stepping into what you've already declared. What was once concealed is about to manifest. I am not withholding anything. I am unveiling. I am disclosing. I am establishing. I am not a person who should deceive. I do not taunt with commitments I won't fulfill. If I pledged restoration, then it is already in motion. If I promised favor, then you are already surrounded by it in ways you haven't even perceived. If I assured you of breakthroughs, even now the barriers are crumbling behind the scenes. Stop focusing solely on what your eyes can see. My hand is at work in realms beyond your comprehension, yet your spirit senses it. This is why your heart has been restless. This is why you sense the shift, even when you can't articulate it. The environment is charged with answered prayers. You sought tranquility amid the storm, unknowing that I was cultivating peace within you even before I calmed the external chaos. You petitioned for provision, and though it may not have arrived in the package you envisioned, I have been providing daily grace, sustaining strength, and unexpected assistance. You sought healing, and I've been mending wounds deeper than what the physicians could address. I'm transforming your mindset, your self-view, your spiritual scars. You prayed to be seen, and I'm showing you that I've been attentive all along. You are completely visible, fully understood, and wholly loved. Allow me to share something sacred with you. My responses aren't always heralded with grand displays. Often they manifest in whispers, in gentle nudges, and in divine postponements that lead to greater outcomes. Yet even in silence from me, there is strategy. While you waited, I was orchestrating. While you doubted, I was getting things ready. As you wept, I gathered every tear. Nothing surrendered in faith is in vain. No prayer offered up in submission disappeared. My words do not return unfulfilled. They achieve everything I intended. You are not alone in this season. I have been alongside you even when the way grew tight. I have shielded you from unseen perils, steered you clear of detrimental diversions, and safeguarded your name when others tried to tarnish it. I have enveloped you with favor like a protective barrier, fighting unseen battles on your behalf. Just because the final outcome isn't visible to you doesn't imply it hasn't been decided. Heaven has proclaimed the result. You just haven't experienced the complete manifestation yet, but it's on its way. And when it comes, it won't be a soft trickle. It will pour forth abundantly. It will be unmistakable. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are chosen. Those chosen often tread paths that can feel isolating, since not everyone can endure the elevation I am directing you toward. You asked me to lift you up, to bless you, to utilize your gifts, and I took those requests to heart. Oh, so I have been refining, shaping, and pruning. Not to hurt you, but to prepare you. Because where I am leading your character needs to align with your calling. Your roots must sustain your reach. You asked for fruit, but I'm ensuring your branches can support the abundance I'm about to unleash. Don't let delays mislead you. Don't allow waiting to fool you. What you requested in prayer is accomplished. Though you may not yet grasp it with your hands, it has already been released in the spiritual realm. Now your faith will be the vessel that brings you to it. Faith is the connection between your desires and my granting. Every step you take in trust brings you closer to the promise. Keep moving forward. Continue to believe. Keep anticipating. For when I say it is done, no demon can reverse it. No circumstance can hinder it. No timeline can postpone it. My affirmation is everlasting. My seal is unshakable. You will not emerge from this season empty-handed. I am the God of multiplication, restoration, and exceeding abundance. I don't merely return what was lost. I add value. I transform ashes into beauty, mourning into joy, and struggles into strength. This is not the conclusion of your narrative. It's a pivotal moment. A reversal of everything the enemy thought could crush you. What once pained you will now empower you. What once humiliated you will now elevate you. I am rewriting the story. And it commences now. The prayers you think are forgotten remain in my remembrance. The dreams you have buried, I am resurrecting. The barriers you believed were closed forever, I am breaking open in ways that require no keys. You are not trapped. You are positioned. You're not facing punishment. You're on the brink of promotion. You haven't been overlooked. You're being shielded. So raise your head. Straighten your posture. Inhale deeply. For what you sought in prayer has already been accomplished. And what follows will astonish you. I invite you to pause and truly feel the weight of this truth. I have already acted on your behalf. There's no need for you to push to persuade me. You need not plead as if I were distant or reticent. I am neither. I am close, and I am willing. What you requested in humility, I have granted in sovereignty. I wasn't waiting for your words to be flawless. I was waiting for your heart to open. And you did so in faith. That was sufficient. You've been led to believe that only fervent, urgent, and dramatic prayers catch my attention. But let me assure you, I am the God who listens closely to the softest whisper. I respond to a straightforward, sincere plea. You don't have to perform for my approval. No rituals or repetitive phrases are needed to gain my favor. You already possess it. You have it because I selected you long before you were capable of choosing me. You have it because my love is not earned. It is freely given. Freely. Boundlessly. In that love, your answered prayer begins to materialize. There was a purpose in my decision to reveal things gradually. If I had shown you everything at once, it might have been too much for you to handle. Thus, I proceeded carefully. I intertwined the answers within periods of anticipation, evaluation, and development. Your heart required fortifying to embrace the blessings. Your ability to discern needed refining to manage the opportunities I am presenting. Your character needed grounding so that the successes you achieve wouldn't uproot you. I have been fulfilling not just the prayer you voiced, but the transformation you weren't even aware you needed. I noticed when you started to doubt whether I had forgotten you. I saw you searching for signs that I was listening. Even in moments when you couldn't perceive my guidance, I was directing your path. Never mistake my silence for lack of action. In that silence, I communicated differently. Through individuals, through tranquility, through instances of divine restraint. You sought clarity, yet I responded with calmness. You desired a breakthrough, and I granted you patience. Not because I overlooked your request, but because I was getting you ready for it. Grasp this. Occasionally, the true gift lies not in what you receive, but in who you become while you believe. Grew stronger, wiser. You became more reliant on me. You evolved into someone capable not just of receiving the blessing, but of enhancing it. That is important to me. I'm not pursuing mere temporary relief. I am constructing something everlasting within you. Something immovable. Something that can endure trials and tribulations. You didn't merely ask for provision. You asked for me to mold you into a vessel of my glory. And I took your request earnestly. I'm not granting your prayer in parts. I'm not sending pieces of a blessing. What I'm releasing is complete, abundant, and perfectly in tune with your destiny. It will resonate in ways your previous experiences could not clarify. It will redeem what was lost and shine a light on what remained hidden. I'm not restoring you to your former self. I'm propelling you into entirely new territory. This isn't a repeat. It's a fresh narrative. One I've been crafting in the margins of your struggles, inked with my promises. You will not be characterized by what you've endured. The wilderness served as an educational space, not a punishment. The fire acted as a forge, not a consequence. The waiting was a nurturing phase, not a refusal. I was generating something within you that the world wasn't prepared to accept, but now the moment has arrived. Now the response has surfaced. Ma, what was once elusive will soon become your testimony, undeniably divine in origin. You won't need to convince anyone it came from me. My imprint will be evident throughout. Even now, I'm strategically placing the right individuals in your way. I'm opening opportunities that no one can close. I'm creating divine connections, altering resources, and redirecting favor towards you. When things start to fall into place, suddenly don't be taken aback. When opportunities arise unexpectedly, don't be astonished. This isn't by chance. It's orchestrated by divine intent. I am the master of timing, and my timing is flawlessly perfect. Though your wait has been long, it hasn't been in vain. Your adversaries will witness what I accomplish on your behalf. Not to humiliate them, but to demonstrate that I am your protector. Those who doubted your journey, mocked your faith, or questioned your loyalty will observe the proof of my presence. Not because you need their validation, but because I am a God of justice, rewarding faithfulness with favor. You remained steadfast when it was simpler to flee. You held on to belief when surrender felt almost easier. And now I'm honoring your resilience with the realization of what was once only an echo in your spirit. So raise your eyes once more, restore your faith, and speak with boldness again. Act as if your prayer has already been fulfilled, because it indeed has. Start expressing gratitude not solely for what is to come, but for what has already transpired. Offer your praise in advance not to gain a blessing, but to synchronize your heart with its essence. Adore me not out of necessity, but from a place of insight. You are not on a quest for a miracle. Instead, you are embracing a realization. As you align your heart with thankfulness, clarity emerges, burdens lessen, and joy returns with strength. This is your pivotal moment. The change in the atmosphere that you've been feeling is genuine. The open heavens for which you have prayed are not just a figment of imagination, they are your actual experience. The blessing is not something that will happen later. It is commencing right now. Stride with confidence, act with anticipation, and love freely. Remember that what you have sought in prayer has already been accomplished. I want you to carry yourself with the assurance that the King has already made his decree. You aren't simply advancing towards a possibility, rather, you are stepping forward in the wake of a promise that has already been fulfilled in the heavens. Every obstacle that arises against you is merely challenging the momentum of my will, which is invincible. There are no delays, diversions, or hindrances that can nullify what I have already pronounced as completed. What I have firmly established cannot be shaken by fear or revoked by people. The heavenly court has rendered a verdict in your favor. You have become accustomed to navigating life as though you are still striving for your breakthrough, but I need you to change your mindset. I urge you to act like someone who has already received it. When you prayed in faith, I set in motion those things you could not perceive. The resolution is already on its way. It is not distant. It is nearer than your next breath. The more you adjust your viewpoint to align with my truth, the clearer it becomes to you. What was once merely hopeful is now a matter of timing, and time is no longer your adversary. It is working for you. Some may question why you are receiving answers. Some may even argue that you are unworthy or unqualified. However, I do not base my decisions on human criteria. I base it upon my covenant with you. I've taken into account the sincerity of your pleas, the quiet struggles you endured, and the nights filled with tears that were witnessed only by me. I listened to the prayers you could not articulate. I recognized your faith in times when everything appeared to be lost. You might not have seen it then, but those instances became altars marking your life with divine favor. And now that favor is being awakened not just to uplift you, but to change the circumstances surrounding you. Your answered prayers serve not only your own benefit, but will also influence those around you. I am using you as a channel. Through your experience, others will find renewed faith. Through your triumph, others will uncover their courage. Through your open door, people will realize what I can accomplish when someone boldly trusts me. Your breakthrough is greater than your individual needs. It is about manifesting my glory through your obedience. You have never been overlooked in this journey. Even when others disregarded you, underestimated you, or left you out, I never did. Every tear has been noted. Every silent act of faith is recorded. I stood by you in every unseen battle. You may have felt alone, but you were never forsaken. Doubts might have crept in, but mine never did. I remained steadfast in my belief in the outcome, even when you struggled to envision it. I never questioned your value. I did not withhold my presence from you. I was preparing something so significant, so precise, that I needed to protect the process until the right moment arose. There were times you wished for haste, wanted outcomes to shift quickly, and sought comfort without delay. But had I acted then, you would have missed the full extent of my offer. My delay was not out of malice. I awaited the proper moment, a time when your character was ready to embrace your calling, a moment when your discernment would guard what I am placing in your hands, a time when you were mature enough to bear not just the blessing, but the responsibility that accompanies it. That moment has arrived, and I want you to begin living with the awareness that heaven supports you. When you speak, convey with conviction. When you pray, do so with anticipation. When you act, proceed without apology. You are not entering uncharted territory. You are reclaiming land that I have already allotted to you. Allow your heart to catch up with the knowledge your spirit already embraces. This is the season of fulfillment. This marks the onset of abundance. This is the moment when the seeds sown in sorrow will bloom into joy. You aren't stumbling into it by chance. You were destined for this moment. Signs will emerge, clear and unmistakable instances that feel like divine coincidences, yet are anything but. They serve as confirmations. I will begin to reveal the traces of my hand in instances you once considered random. You will come to understand that I have intricately connected details, conversations, encounters, even the delays that once frustrated you. They were all part of aligning you perfectly. Nothing has been wasted. Every moment of suffering, every unexpected turn has been redirected to position you for this release. You may have started this year uncertain, worn out by previous disappointments, and hesitant to hope again. But I am rewriting your narrative. The heaviness is lifting. The fear is dissolving. The shame that trailed you is being replaced by boldness. You are no longer existing in survival mode. You are moving forward from a place of victory. This victory was secured not because you never faltered, but because I never ceased contending for you. Even when your faith wavered, mine remained unwavering. Even when you let go, I held on. Allow this truth to ground you now. Your prayers did not initiate a mere transaction. They unveiled a relationship you don't just have access to. In me, you find everything you require. I do not answer from afar. I guide you into the promise. I do not merely provide. I remain present. I don't only restore, I multiply. And I don't just hear your prayers, I dwell within them. You have waited long enough in the shadow of almost healed, almost delivered, almost joyful. But I am not a God of almost. I am a God of completion. I am bringing to fruition what I began within you. No half-hearted promises exist in my kingdom. What I declare, I fulfill. What I initiate, I perfect. And what I promise, I deliver with unmatched excellence. You are about to experience the fullness of what it means to be enveloped in a prayer answered at the right moment. No more hesitancy in your hopes. No more treading lightly. My goodness beckons you to embrace this season with open hands and an open heart. Stop preparing for disappointment. That narrative no longer belongs to you. You have endured long enough with the remnants of past wounds making you question new blessings. But I am clearing the lens through which you perceive my favor. I am teaching your heart to trust me again, not out of urgency, but out of insight. You now recognize that my goodness is not just theoretical. I am genuinely good to you. This is not about earning. This is not about struggling. It's about aligning yourself. When your heart resonates with my truth, everything else starts to fall into place. The anxiety that surfaces when you are about to embark on something new is not fear, it's growth. You are extending beyond the limits you once accepted. You are entering spaces that have always been intended for you. You are being called into roles that have belonged to you all along, but required a refined version of you to emerge through challenges. The fire did not consume you, it refined you. The pressure didn't destroy you, it molded you. The silence did not punish you. It taught you to hear me in ways that chaos could not. I have utilized every season, every peaceful morning, every restless night, every unexpected change to cultivate a strength within you that cannot be easily shaken. You are not fragile. You are forged. And that strength will be the vessel for the glory I am pouring out now. You have sought provision from me, and I have already instructed it to seek you. Not just enough to manage, but sufficient to overflow. Enough to be generous. Enough to bless others without fear of lacking. I do not give in parts. I provide in abundance, compacted, shaken, and overflowing. And as you manage what I release, more will come to know, not because you chase it, but because you walk harmoniously with my grace. You have requested healing not just physically, but emotionally. I see the areas within you where past memories sting as freshly as open wounds, where happiness feels risky and peace feels alien. But I am entering those spaces now. Places you shut off, assuming I wouldn't understand. Areas where shame tried to build a stronghold. I am dismantling every false belief. You are not too damaged to attain wholeness. You are not too far gone to be restored. You are not too broken to be profoundly loved. You have sought clarity, assigned direction. However, my responses are not always in the thunder. Oftentimes, they reside in the whisper. That gentle voice has been calling out to you each day, manifesting in emotions you struggle to articulate. In the lyrics of a song that keeps repeating. In the verses of scripture that linger in your mind. I have been guiding you softly, not because I am removed, but because I am intimately close. I'm not shouting at you from above. Rather, I walk alongside you, keeping pace, helping you find your footing, and softly encouraging, this is the path. Walk in it. You've sought my peace, genuine peace. Not the fleeting kind that vanishes with changing circumstances, but the enduring type that holds you steady when life seems chaotic. And I have placed that peace deep within you. It's not something external you are waiting for. It's something you possess in this moment. Peace doesn't mean problems are absent. It is my presence that defines it. And I am right here with you. Not as a far-off spectator, but as a committed father, fully attuned, fully engaged, fully invested in every moment you experience. There will be times when the past attempts to draw you back into familiar habits, when doubts arise suggesting that you haven't truly changed, that it's only a matter of time before you stumble again. But I have rewritten the narrative he's trying to reference. That old version of you no longer exists. It has been laid to rest, redeemed. You are not characterized by your history. You are characterized by what I declare you to be. And I have declared you free. I have declared you whole. I have declared you mine. Live like it. Speak like it. Pray like it. Lead like it. Embrace life as the answer to your prayers. Everything you need is already provided for. The table is set. The door stands ajar. The adversary has been disarmed. What remains is for you to believe anew not only with your words, but with your entire being. Let your life reflect the truth that your spirit already comprehends. I am reliable. I am present. And I have already acted in your favor. In my kingdom, there exists no delay. What seems like waiting is often just the orchestration of something far greater than your eye can perceive. While you were praying, I was positioning. While you were in tears, I was crafting a tapestry. Not a moment of your faith has been in vain. Every tear dropped has been noted. Everything has been accounted for in my realm. In light of your struggles, and yet because of them, I transform what sought to shatter you into what will elevate you. The world may have tried to persuade you that you needed to shout louder, be stronger, to stand out. But I've noticed you in your silent moments when no one else was around remaining faithful. I saw you when you gave without recognition, prayed without applause, and obeyed despite the cost. That quiet obedience holds a scent that rises to my throne. I do not forget. I do not overlook. I reward at the right time, and that time is beginning now. Your narrative is not one filled with defeat. It's a testimony unfolding. There were sections the enemy attempted to inscribe, framing them as permanent records of failure, abandonment, and shame. But I possess the final draft. I have taken my pen and rewritten those tales with grace. Grace that converts shame into honor. Grace that transforms errors into stepping stones. Grace that extracts beauty from ashes, creating brilliance from the brokenness. This is why you've sensed a shift within lately, an unrest not born of confusion, but destiny's urgent call. I am beckoning you from what felt secure yet stagnant. I am shaking up your comfort zone to awaken your calling. There are uncharted places waiting for your steps. There are lives intertwined with your willingness to act. It's not merely about you receiving blessings. It's about you becoming a channel for blessings. Let me show you the essence of multiplication. When you offer something to me, I do not just return it, I enhance it. Your yes is no ordinary seed. It carries a legacy of impact. What you cultivate in surrender will grow in unexpected ways. I can use your faithfulness to shift environments. I can transform your modest beginnings into significant movements. I can take your unseen pain and convert it into healing for others. That is what transpires when you walk alongside me. Nothing goes to waste. I'm reviving dreams you had thought were buried as time made them seem unlikely. I'm revisiting prayers you discontinued believing I didn't respond. I did not forget. I was equipping you. At times, the dream needed to rest until the dreamer was prepared. And now you are ready. Not because you possess all the answers, but because you've learned to trust me even in uncertainty. That kind of faith has the power to move mountains. You need not create a miracle. You simply need to stay close to the one who performs them. I do not require you to grasp everything. I ask you to follow me, even when the path isn't straight. Even when the light barely flickers. Even when everything around you contradicts the feelings within. For faith leads the way before sight arrives. And you are advancing toward a land of fulfilled promises, one step of trust after another. I have witnessed the struggles you faced in solitude. The instances when you maintained strength for others while feeling depleted yourself. But now I am refilling the parts of you that have grown empty. I am rejuvenating what has been drained. I am restoring what has been laid bare. This is a phase of divine exchange, your fatigue for my strength, your fears for my peace, your striving for my sufficiency. There will be moments when fear may whisper that it's too extraordinary to accept, that you're unworthy of it, that it won't endure. Counter these falsehoods with truth. You are receiving this blessing not due to your perfection, but out of my goodness. My grace does not hinge on your performance. It rests on my immutable nature. I am relentless. unwavering, unstoppable in my love for you. Accept this truth like life-giving water for your spirit. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not just a background figure in another person's miracle story. You are at the forefront of mine. I am revealing my glory through your life. Not owing to your position or your skills, but due to your heart. A heart that held on to faith when the circumstances were nonsensical. A heart that remained open when the easier choice was to shut down. A heart that continually said yes, even when the cost felt steep. So here's what I wish you to do. Stand tall. Not in arrogance, but in holy confidence. The kind that comes from knowing you are chosen, appointed, sealed, and blessed. The kind that does not falter when others doubt, when doors close or storms arise. Because your anchor is not found in outcomes, but in me. And I remain steadfast. The miracle is manifesting not just around you, but through you. You are the embodiment of my power in action. Your life narrates an ongoing testimony, written line by line, victory by victory, moment by moment. You've focused so much on surviving that you've forgotten what it feels like to anticipate goodness. But I am here to remind you that you were never meant to exist in survival mode indefinitely. I designed you to thrive, to breathe deeply without fearing what's next, to find rest without constantly looking for threats, to laugh freely, to dream boldly. You have the right to believe once more. It is safe to hope again. For I am not just the God who sustains. I am the God who restores. I know how often you whispered, God, please, just one sign amidst your turmoil. And here it is. Not merely a sign, but an outpouring. Not just a flicker, but a blazing flame. I am affirming what your spirit has already sensed. The tide is shifting. Heaven is attentively engaged. What seemed like an extended night is giving way to a bright morning. With it comes clarity, strength, and blessings you didn't expect. You've developed in silence, in shadows, in places where no applause reached you. But now I'm placing you in the spotlight, not to exhibit you, but to showcase the resilience built through perseverance. It cultivated resilience. It fostered discernment. It shaped a character that won't falter under blessings. You won't misuse what I provide because you've experienced living without it and still praised me. That's why you're ready. That's why I can entrust you with more. And I will grant you more, not merely material things, but more of me. More peace amid the storms. More clarity amid critical choices. More joy that life circumstances cannot rob. You've had enough of false starts. Enough of near misses. Enough time spent in waiting rooms. This is different. This is not a test. It is a release. I've not only heard your prayers, I have sealed them. I have acted on your behalf in ways that will only become apparent later. You've sought answers, but I've been offering you alignment. You've sought direction, but I've been molding your desires. Because what I intend for you does not merely seek to please your heart, it's designed to carry your purpose. Don't allow fear to twist this blessing into a burden. It's not beyond your capacity. You do not need to reduce yourself to accommodate it. You were created to carry this. I would not place this opportunity, this relationship, this path before you if I hadn't already equipped you for it. And that preparation wasn't solely built through victories. It was carved in your experiences of loss, in every quiet affirmation, in every sacred rejection. In each moment you chose integrity instead of comfort. faith instead of fear, love versus retaliation. This is what obedience unlocks. Not just results, but intimacy. You're not merely receiving my hand, you are drawing closer to my heart. And in that closeness, you will discover wisdom that cannot be shaken, insights that are impervious to theft, confidence that endures without breaking under pressure. You will begin to perceive how my voice becomes clearer, not because I raise my volume, but because your spirit has grown accustomed to listening. I am now surrounding you with the right voices, those who will not hinder your destiny, those who will not retreat when your blessings surface, those who rejoice in your successes because they are secure in their own. I am replacing unhealthy patterns with divine connections. You have outgrown what once constrained you. Now you are entering spaces that align with your calling rather than merely your comfort. There is no need for apologies regarding what I am doing in your life. You need not downplay your blessings to make others feel at ease. Your breakthrough is not arrogance. It is a testament to my faithfulness. Accept it with humility, but do not conceal it. You have endured much, prayed diligently, and trusted profoundly to treat this as commonplace. It is anything but that. It's extraordinary. You have been anointed for this exact moment. Not due to your history, accomplishments, or resources, but because of the position of your heart. You did not only seek a blessing, you prepared yourself to receive it well. That is a rarity. And I hold it in high regard. Take a moment to truly appreciate this. I hold you in esteem. I have witnessed what others overlooked. I have kept track of each occasion you persevered when it would have been simpler to give up. I have collected your tears, nurturing them as seeds. Now, the time for harvest is upon us. It will begin gradually, then burst forth unexpectedly. When it arrives, it will not feel like a struggle. It will radiate tranquility. You will come to realize that this outcome was not solely your effort. It was my doing. Allow me to continue guiding you. Let me reshape what you've felt the need to control. You need not hold everything together. Simply cling to me. I remain faithful during the waiting periods, and I am equally faithful during the moments of release. You, my dear one, are on the verge of witnessing the intersection of both. This next phase of your journey will be characterized not by striving, but by the act of receiving. You've borne burdens for such an extended time that the notion of ease might appear strange. Yet it is not an illusion. It is my gift to you. I did not create you to earn my affection, my favor, or my provision. I give generously to those who place their trust in me. It is not based on flawless performance, but on their hearts leaning towards mine. That describes you perfectly. Your reliance has consistently been your strength, even when others labeled it as weakness. I am not merely answering your prayers. I am surpassing them. You sought provision, and I am delivering abundance. You wished for survival, and I am offering revival. You requested an escape, and I am granting you a path forward with grace, dignity, and miracles along the way. For your narrative will not conclude with mere escape. It will culminate in redemption. Observers will glance at your life and see the marks of heaven on every aspect that has been restored. While the journey may have cost you more than you ever anticipated, I have meticulously noted every sacrifice. None were wasted. Each step of obedience counts. You may not have noticed the fruits of your labor right away, but the roots have been burrowing deeper with every agreement you made with me, especially in times of pain. Now that root system stands strong enough to bear the weight of glory. Yes, glory. Not the kind that the world equates with fame, accolades, or adoration, but glory in its most authentic form. An unmistakable sign of my presence gracing your life. Glory that calms storms at your words of peace. Glory that touches hearts through your acts of kindness. Glory that transforms spaces effortlessly. That is what I am adorning you with. Not because you chased after it, but because you carried me when others would not. There were times you questioned the course I was guiding you down. Moments when you wondered if I was still close, yet you chose to follow me still. That kind of faithfulness is cherished in heaven. I extend rewards to those who stay close to me, even in darkness. And this is the season where I grant not repayment, but blessings. You owe me nothing, yet I take pleasure in bestowing gifts upon you. It brings me joy to see you stepping into the wonderful blessings I have prepared ahead of time for you. The doors that I am opening now are unlike any you have previously encountered. These doors are unshakable and can't be closed by man. They are unconditional. They are not determined by your history. They are resilient. They are steadfast, supported by my word and purpose. You will not be required to force your entry. You will not need to plead for recognition. I am placing you where your light can shine effortlessly, where your voice will resonate without shouting, where your presence brings peace without performance. Even the timing of your life has been divinely adjusted. The delays were not refusals, they were alignments. Had I revealed this to you earlier, it might have overwhelmed you. But you are prepared now. Not flawless, but ready. Not perfect, but faithful. That is your qualification. Faithfulness. I can accomplish far more with your surrendered heart than with countless strategies. And you, my beloved, have repeatedly entrusted me with your heart. So, take strides forward with assurance, not arrogance. Heaven has already granted its approval. There is no need to keep seeking entrance into sealed doors when I have opened a new path for you. You will sense it within your spirit. Peace will guide your way. Affirmation will resonate in unexpected spaces. Divine encounters will seek you out. Provision will pursue you. And all of this will arrive wrapped in the sweetness of my presence. I am also rekindling within you the part that forgot how to dream. The childlike wonder that was buried beneath disappointments. You ceased expecting beauty when pain became your norm. But I am reviving hope. I am whispering fresh visions. I am crafting new possibilities across the landscape of your imagination. Dare to believe anew. Dare to imagine a life that not only avoids hardship, but also emanates joy. You need not fear loss any longer. What I provide, I sustain. What I construct, I safeguard. You have spent enough time believing that good fortunes slip away. But I am sealing this blessing in such a manner that not even your doubts can unravel it. You need not clutch it tightly. You only need to accept it daily, in trust, in worship, in surrender. This blessing extends beyond your own existence. It carries generational significance. The healing, the restoration. The favor will extend through your lineage. Cycles will be broken. Patterns will transform. What once afflicted your ancestry will cease with you. And what starts with you will be a blessing for those who follow. Not merely through what you spoke, but through how you lived. You have made private choices that positively altered the atmosphere within your home. You have declared my promises even when your surroundings appeared barren of hope. You have fought battles that others did not even notice. I have witnessed everything. Each moment has been captured by me. Now I respond not merely with comfort, but with a promise. I won't be offering you bits and pieces. Instead, I present you with wholeness. Temporary relief is not what I'm providing you. I am pouring out consistent favor. For years, you've been seeking healing, purpose, restoration, and clarity from me. At this moment, without any pushing, you're stepping into a time where those prayers won't just appear one by one, but will come down like a downpour. To you, this may feel abrupt. Nevertheless, my timing has always been impeccable. Nothing has been postponed. Nothing has slipped through the cracks. Nothing has been neglected. You will notice this even in the tiniest aspects. The way individuals interact with you will shift. Opportunities will seem to come your way effortlessly. The peace you will experience will replace the internal turmoil you had grown accustomed to. In the ordinary, you will sense my presence. The sunlight warming your skin, the silence that is no longer hollow, and even the unexpected kindness from strangers. All of this is not mere chance. This is the fulfillment of the covenant. This demonstrates that I have always been attentive to the intricacies of your life. I recognize you were ready to continue waiting. You had made peace with the journey, accepted the absence of sound, and resolved to move forward even when answers were elusive. Such surrender carries significant power. It transforms environments and invites divine intervention. When you trust me beyond comprehension, you allow me to surpass your expectations. And I will always surpass what you anticipate. I am not a deity who settles for mediocrity. I am a deity of abundance. Your heart still carries echoes of past hurts. You fear that hoping too fervently might lead to disappointment again. However, I want you to understand that this blessing is constructed on solid ground. It isn't contingent upon luck or human approval. It is grounded in my word, making it unshakable and secure. You need not second guess it. You do not need to analyze whether it seems too good to be true. It is reality simply because I declared it. And I am not deceitful. May this season be one where you cease to rush through loss and begin to anticipate goodness. You have learned the art of survival. Now I am guiding you on how to thrive. Thriving manifests as joy that withstands pressure. It appears as peace that endures beyond disappointment. It resembles rest not due to perfection, but because you know who governs your future. And that is me. I have always been in this position. Right now, I am orchestrating divine encounters along your journey. Individuals who possess the keys to your next opportunity. People who breathe life into you when you forget how to do so. Those who pray for you without needing to know your struggles. I am appointing allies, encouragers, mentors, and protectors, those who will recognize what I have placed within you and help you manage it responsibly. This is part of the blessing you didn't even request. Companionship ordained for the road ahead. You have walked alone for an extended period, but I never intended for you to exist in isolation. I am healing the areas within you that began to think you are either too much or not enough. I am demonstrating through the affection of others that you are precisely as I envisioned, wonderfully crafted, intrinsically valuable, and divinely equipped for every good deed. This isn't flattery. This is your true identity. I am restoring who you genuinely are beneath all the pain and labels. For those times when your heart quakes with doubt, remember this: I pave the path before you. I walk behind you. I encompass you.
You are never traversing these days alone. Even in moments of silence, I am arranging divine results behind the scenes.
Every weight has contributed to a larger alignment. Each detour has led you to something more remarkable than you first imagined. Your narrative is not trivial. It is sacred. I will use it not solely to bless you, but also to bless others. Testimonies will emerge from your experience like sparks illuminating the darkness. Those who have lost hope will discover light through your perseverance. Individuals who feel neglected will find solace in your words. Your scars will not be reminders of past pain, but symbols of resilience and proof of my goodness.
So do not retreat now. Do not apologize for the blessings you are stepping into. You didn't take it from someone else. You didn't create it. It was designated for you. You remained faithful and hidden. And now I am bringing it forth, not for your glory, but for mine. When they inquire about your success, direct them to me. When they are astonished by the opportunities that have opened, point to me. When they're unable to articulate the source of your peace strength or timing, point to me. I will continue to support you, not just emotionally or spiritually, but practically. Provision is on its way. Support is arriving. New strategies are coming. I am not simply restoring what was lost. I am enhancing what you believed could never be reconstructed. Anticipate the unexpected. Look forward to sudden changes. Prepare for answers you weren't aware of en route. You are not entering this phase by coincidence. This is not just a random shift. This is me showing honor for the faith you displayed when continuing felt illogical. You praised me amid heartbreak. You stood firm when it would have been simpler to flee. You offered your affirmation privately when no one else was watching. Now I'm honoring that publicly, not for attention but for alignment. What you possess is meant to be evident. What I planted quietly is about to flourish openly. I understand that being visible can feel daunting. You have found comfort in the shadows. But dear one, I did not create you to remain concealed. Your purpose is to shine, to mirror my essence, my glory, and my love in ways unique to you. You need not be loud to radiate brightness. You do not need to perform to have an impact. Just surrender. That is what draws others to me through you. The quiet bravery to embrace fully who I created you to be. I am your source, not your relentless striving. The burden of this next chapter doesn't depend on your actions. It rests on my promise. You are not bearing this load alone. There is no need for you to fret about managing every single detail. I am the one who holds all the pieces together. I will multiply what you offer. I will bridge the gaps when your strength diminishes. And I remain unwavering. Allow me to reiterate this. The breakthrough you have been seeking through prayer is already in motion. Just because you cannot yet see the complete picture does not imply that the transformation hasn't begun. Plants develop beneath the soil long before they rise to the surface. Right now, there is significant movement beneath the veil of your perception. Trust the movement within you. Trust the transformation. Trust the discomfort as it often signals the birth of something new. You have sought assurance. Here it is. Indeed, you are heading in the right direction. Yes, this is the appropriate moment. Yes, I am part of this. I'm not merely permitting it, I am guiding it. Every instance of obedience you've experienced has brought you to this point. Even your missteps have been utilized by me. I have redeemed every detour you've taken. Nothing has gone to waste in my hands. This includes the moments you deemed failures. Lift your gaze from what never came to pass. Cease rehashing your losses. Your destiny remains uninfluenced by what you have lost. It is rooted in what I am still accomplishing. And my work is not complete. This is still in the process of unfolding. What lies ahead will transform how you breathe, speak, and live as you will finally align with the version of yourself that I have always envisioned. You are entering spaces where your name has already been honored. You are being remembered in places where you may have forgotten you planted seeds. The harvest is catching up to your obedience. Acceleration is on its way, not in a frantic rush, but in a sacred momentum. Things will start to flow effortlessly. Not because it's simple, but because I am the one clearing the path. I am even working on the hearts of those around you. Do not overlook the quiet miracles taking place within your family, your relationships, and your community. I am softening hearts. I am restoring trust. I am initiating healing conversations. You will not have to struggle for connection. I am constructing it with my own hands. Reconciliation will not occur through force, but through my spirit, gently, persistently, and wisely at work. Even the areas that seem arid and desolate, I am sending rain. This is not solely physical provision, but also emotional nourishment. Where you have felt numb, I am reviving sensations. Where you have felt disconnected, I am reuniting. Where you have felt unworthy, I am here to remind you. You have always belonged to me. I do not perceive you through the lens of performance. I observe you through the lens of redemption. You are no longer just surviving. You are rising. As you ascend, so too will others follow. Your triumph will unlock theirs. Your healing will ignite their hope. Your worship will change the atmosphere. This is the ripple effect of compliance. It never remains contained. It spreads, transforms, and multiplies. And I have chosen you to be a vessel not due to perfection, but because of your willingness. So, do not shy away. Do not second-guess the doors I have opened. Do not hesitate when stepping into what I am calling you to. You are prepared. You are anointed. You are equipped. You are surrounded. Above all, you are loved with a depth and permanence that no circumstance can diminish. Step fully into the life I have already secured for you. Not the life fear envisioned. Not the version that shame attempted to define. But the life I ordained for you before your existence. A life in which joy is not a rare visitor, but a constant companion. A life where peace is not pursued, but carried. The life wherein my presence is not merely a distant hope, but your closest reality. That life is not a distant fantasy, it is unfolding now. You have already endured fire and flood, and you remain. This is not mere coincidence. It is not just resilience. It is my steady and unfailing hand guiding you through every trial. You need not rehearse past fears or anticipate future struggles. I have gone before you. I am walking alongside you. And I stand watch behind you. You are always shielded. You are forever supported. You are not relying on your own power. You are acting under heavenly protection. Every desire stirring within you at this moment, I acknowledge it. I don't merely hear your spoken words. I sense the heaviness behind them. I grasp the fears that remain unvoiced. I understand the silent cries for help. And I want you to be assured that nothing you have presented to me in prayer has escaped my attention. Not one murmured request. Not a single tear of yielding. Not a single silent shout. I have embraced them all. And at the appropriate time, which is divine, the answers will come. Some of these solutions will manifest as new opportunities. Others may appear as closed doors you believed necessary. Some will arrive wrapped in surprising faces, unforeseen places, and unexpected timings. Yet each will undeniably be my work. Because I do more than respond to prayers. I transform lives. I don't simply recover what has been lost. I create something even more remarkable in its stead. I don't merely restore your wholeness. I bring about your renewal. So take a deep breath, dear one. Exhale with the assurance of someone who knows that heaven is on their side. Breathe with the tranquility of someone aware that it is accomplished. Not partially complete. Not halfway done. The blessing is assured. The healing is secured. The path is clear. It is accomplished. You step forward not merely in hope, but in certainty. Certainty that my spirit will guide you when you seek clarity. Certainty that I will provide before the situation arises. Certainty that I will empower you right when weakness attempts to deter your courage. Certainty that you are not in pursuit of me. I have already come to meet you. You never walk alone. With every step you take, I am alongside you. With every breath you take, I infuse it with vitality. And as you advance, keep in mind all that I have done. Recall how far you have traveled. Only look back to remember my faithfulness, not to stir up your fears. Let the past serve as proof that I will never forsake you. Allow it to remind you how I've turned sorrow into joy in the past, and I will do it again. Let it bear witness that what was intended for harm has been repurposed for good. This week your mind will find peace. Not because the turmoil has ceased, but because your spirit will be anchored in truth. This week you will find restful sleep. Not because the world is still, but because my voice resonates louder. This week, your steps will be confident. Not because you can see every detail, but because you trust the one who can. This week is marked by alignment, confidence, and fulfilled prayers. It's a week that will transform the atmosphere around you, and whenever you feel inclined to pull back, remind yourself that I am not merely with you. I dwell within you. My strength thrives inside you. My wisdom is at your access. My comfort envelops you. My victory is inscribed over you. You are not reverting to your former self. You are evolving into everything I proclaimed, and nothing can undo what I've declared. You did not arrive here by coincidence. This very moment, this pause in your day is purposeful. I called you into this space. I arranged the stillness, the timing, and the manner in which this message has reached you. Because you have been quietly yearning for something more profound, something that no noise, no individual, no material possession can provide. What you have sought is not another strategy, not another promise from those who may let you down, but an encounter with truth. And here I am. I speak not to a crowd. I address you directly, intentionally, powerfully. My love is not just a concept. It is not a line written on a page or a phrase spoken in moments of sentiment. My love is vibrant and living. It breathes. It moves. It finds you in darkness and elevates you to brightness. You have attempted to gauge it according to your actions, your performance, your triumphs or failures. But my love does not vary with your emotions or vanish when you feel overwhelmed. It endures. It remains when you falter. It is constant when others depart. It persists when everything else becomes unrecognizable. My love is plenitude. It fills each void, every lack, and every concealed pain you have harbored in silence. You believed abundance was something you needed to pursue, something unreachable, conditional or reserved for a select few who seem to get everything right. But I tell you now, abundance starts when you embrace me fully. Not a version molded by tradition or fear, not a shadow of my presence tainted by pain or guilt, but me, the I am the one who created you, knows you, and loves you more than you can fathom. I am not limited. I do not withhold my goodness. I pour it out abundantly. I release it like rivers that never run dry. I extend my hand to fulfill the desires of every living being, including you. I have witnessed your quiet discontent when doors remained shut, when answers were slow to come, when you prayed and encountered only silence. I was there not absent or punishing, but present, nurturing something eternal to grow where you believed nothing was unfolding. I never squander your patience. I never forget your cries. Even when your tears dried and you brushed them away unnoticed, I saw. I saw because I am the God who sees Elroy, and I don't merely observe you. I respond to your needs. My blessing is not left to chance. It is not arbitrary. It is not a reward that you earn through perfection. My essence embodies a blessing. Inherent within me is the power to renew, mend, and reclaim, offering what the world fails to provide. It's time to cease linking blessings to hardship. You've been led to believe that every miracle must come with suffering. But today, I aim to transform that mindset. Blessings can arrive gently and unexpectedly, occurring in serene moments or amidst the mundane. They need not follow distress or emerge from turmoil. Occasionally, blessings come wrapped in tranquility, stealthily entering your life without your immediate awareness. You seek evidence, validations, opportunities, and while I can use these signs, I also communicate in the silent depths of your knowing, your spirit, your discernment. I whisper in your breath, your quietude, your gentle sighs. I connect with you in moments of stillness, not while you are striving or attempting to impress me. I am always accessible. I've never been out of reach. Yet there have been times when your perception has clouded my proximity, associating my distance with your imperfections. That is not my truth. I do not require you to perfect yourself before drawing close. I come near while you're still trying to navigate your path. My affection envelops your journey. My grace accompanies you through uncertainty. My presence is your heritage, given freely, not contingent upon your self-repair. Let's reshape our understanding of what it is to be loved by me. It signifies that you are perpetually close to me, never too far lost or irreparably damaged to be restored. It means your name is etched on my heart, not in erasable ink, but in permanence. When others turned away, I remained. When they couldn't grasp your value, I recognized it and continue to do so. None of your experiences exclude you from receiving my love. In fact, they enable you to encounter my compassion like never before. Even the aspects of yourself that you hide out of shame do not deter me. I acknowledge them and still choose you day after day, hour by hour with each breath. There isn't a future version of you I haven't already traversed. I precede you. I support you. I encompass you. Even during life's challenges, I've been uplifting you in ways you were unaware of.
That unexpected strength just when you felt you might break, that was me.
The calm amid the chaos, that was me too. The glimmer of hope you felt when you teetered on the edge of despair, that was also me. I don't simply visit your suffering. I immerse myself in your journey. I accompany you through every valley, celebrating with you during every high point. I am the God who remains. You are not disregarded. You are not forgotten. You are not lost amid those who appear to deserve more or are more prepared. You are acknowledged. You are selected. You are cherished just as you are. And this love is not weak, nor is it delicate. It is fierce. It is protective. It is deliberate. It will advocate for you. It will pursue you. It will restore all that lifetime or people have attempted to take from you. You may not comprehend all that has transpired, but rest assured none of it has gone unnoticed. My vision. I will harness it all. I will interlace every aspect. I will transform ashes into beauty, sorrow into joy, desperation into praise. There's a part of you that's been withholding your breath, not physically but spiritually, bracing for yet another disappointment, another rush of bad tidings, another instance where security seemed to slip away. I see that. I notice how hope flickers and then wavers within you, hesitant to embrace positivity, cautious about trusting in lasting good. But I encourage you to release now. Let go of the fear that has gripped your expectations. You were not designed to exist in a perpetual cycle of survival. You were created for tranquility, for joy that remains regardless of changing circumstances. You've suffered greatly in silence. You've donned a smile through disillusionment. You've uplifted others while feeling depleted yourself. You've been a pillar for those around you, all while secretly yearning for someone to support you, and I have been that support, even when you couldn't feel it, even when doubt clouded your thoughts about my attentiveness, my concern, my closeness. I have never departed. I have never turned my back. My guiding hand has been upon your life from the start, and even during your most challenging times, I've been engaged in battles you were oblivious to. The burdens you've carried were not pointless. I've recognized how profoundly they've molded you, teaching you to lean into my presence, even when my actions seemed inscrutable. I never assured a life void of wounds, but I did promise restoration. I pledged to turn every valley into a source of abundance, each grief into a seed, and you will witness the harvest. You will find proof that I waste nothing. The chapters of your life that felt like endings are merely part of the narrative. I'm still composing it. The ink has not dried on what is yet to unfold. Do not mistake delays for denials. Many times you've presumed my quietness indicated disapproval, or that unanswered prayers equate to rejection. But I am not bound by human timelines. I am not limited by clocks or calendars. I prepare you for what I have in store for you. I am not merely focused on granting you temporary fulfillment. I seek your lasting transformation. I yearn for your heart, your completeness, your joy that endures even amidst turmoil, which sometimes necessitates allowing you to endure periods of growth where nothing appears to blossom. I want you to understand that I have already made strides for your future. The resources, strength, clarity, and opportunities are not competitions for you to engage in alone. I will place them within your reach. I will align people to assist you. Doors will swing open that you did not even knock upon. Your name will be mentioned in spaces you have yet to enter, for this journey is not about climbing a spiritual hierarchy to gain my affection. It's about walking alongside me step by step, moment by moment, trusting that I am who I profess to be and that I will fulfill my promises. Let me remind you of something sacred. You were intentionally created. You are not a mistake. You are not random. Every facet of your being bears my design. Your sensitivity, your insight, your aspirations, your passion. These are not defects. They are hints toward your purpose. The aspects deemed too intense or excessive by the world are, in truth, the very qualities I instilled within you to achieve a higher calling. Do not diminish yourself to fit into spaces that cannot accommodate the brilliance of your light. Do not dull what I intended to shine brightly. You need not apologize for being the person I created you to be. Your voice, your prayers, your presence all hold power. The adversary has sought to convince you otherwise, attempting to silence your authority, to rob you of your identity through fear, comparison, and fatigue. But I am reclaiming what was lost. I am reaffirming what has always been true. You are chosen. You are equipped. You are not behind. You are right on cue. Every twist and turn, every pause, every period of quiet, I've utilized it all to deepen your roots, ensuring that what I construct with you now remains unshaken. Cease to dwell on your regrets. I hold no record of them against you. I keep no tally. The price for your clean slate has already been paid. What I present to you at this moment is not judgment, but a chance for revival, grace, mercy, and liberation. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter for you. There is no need to bear the burdens of your previous mistakes or the unspoken expectations that were never yours to shoulder. I have already taken those away. I have already declared you redeemed. Let that be sufficient. It is not necessary for you to see every detail of the path ahead. You don't need to outline the entire trek. All I ask is that you place your trust in the one who perceives the entirety of the situation, that you hold faith, that I am not guiding you in circles, that you remember my ways surpass your understanding. My thoughts are expansive, and my vision is everlasting. When the unfamiliar feels too much to handle, return to what you do know. My love surrounds you. I stand with you. Let your spirit embrace this, not as a distant notion, but as a steadfast foundation. You are not facing this season in solitude. I am present in the intricate details, in the timing, in the still moments where it appears as if nothing is changing. Trust me there. Trust me even when my presence feels distant. Trust me during those times when the signs are slow to manifest because my essence remains unchanged. My word spoken over your life continues to hold true. My promises do not wane with the passage of time. I remain constant. Yesterday, today, forever. Allow your heart to settle firmly into that reality. You are secure with me. For too long, you have taken on responsibilities that were never intended for you. Burdens, inherited expectations, unspoken, yet always sensed, and silent pressures to fulfill every role for others. Despite your continued movement, your spirit has grown weary, not merely from fatigue, but from bearing a weight that was not yours to carry alone. You have looked around and pondered if anyone else could see your struggles, if I noticed them too. And I want you to understand this clearly. I have seen. I do see. I always have seen. Not a single step you've taken has slipped my notice. Each tear, every soft sigh, each weary prayer has been acknowledged. I have gathered every cry as if it were a treasure, not because you show weakness, but because you hold a significant place in my heart. There is nothing feeble about reaching your limits. Experiencing overwhelm does not signify failure. It represents your humanity and opens the door to my divinity. You were not meant to navigate life without me. That feeling of emptiness in your heart, the yearning for something deeper, something enduring, it's not a flaw. It serves as proof that you were designed for connection, not merely survival. You were created to journey alongside me, not perform solely for me. And I am not awaiting a flawless version of you to initiate that relationship. I long for the authentic you in this moment. The tired, uncertain you, the one who sometimes finds it hard to believe. That's the person I cherish. That is the person I bless. I'm not withholding my love because of any perceived shortcomings. My love isn't a reward for trying harder. It is a spontaneous gift, unearned yet generously given. I do not dispense it in small portions. I give it abundantly, lavishly, and continually. I am not like those who have loved you conditionally. I do not withdraw my love when you falter. I do not withhold my presence when doubt creeps in. I do not leave you in confusion. Instead, I draw nearer, kneeling by your side in your suffering. I speak peace into your fears. I cherish your heart with a care deeper than you've ever known. I understand you've sought to shield yourself. I recognize you've erected barriers to keep disappointment at bay. Yet those barriers have also kept my presence on the outside. Allow me back in not only into your prayers, but also into your choices, into your moments of second guessing, into the sleepless nights and the fears you hesitate to voice. I am not daunted by your uncertainties. I do not tire of your repeated requests. I am not weary of your journey. I walk beside you, and I will continue to do so until you see yourself as I see you. You are not lagging behind. You are not running late. There's no race in which you are losing. You are being shaped in ways that may seem invisible, stretched in silence and formed in the flames, and the you that is emerging is stronger, wiser, softer, and bolder. This is the you I have been cultivating all along. You may not always perceive it in your reflection, but trust me, the transformation is genuine. The changes are unfolding. What I am nurturing within you will transcend any temporary hardships. The foundation I am establishing will support not just you, but those who will follow. This is why the pressure has felt so extreme. You are not just healing for your sake. You are breaking old habits. You are ending destructive cycles. You are rebuilding legacies. And the weight of this responsibility can feel excessive. But I'm here to remind you that you are not meant to carry this burden by yourself. I will provide you with strength. I will grant you wisdom beyond your experience, peace surpassing your understanding, and favor beyond your reach. I will accomplish for you what you cannot achieve on your own, not for your glory, but to ensure you know it was me all along. You do not have to earn this kind of support. You simply have to accept it. You only need to trust that I am not manipulating your existence. I do not bring you to the brink just to let you fall. I do not inspire dreams in you only to extinguish them. If I sowed the seed, I will bring forth the harvest. Yet harvesting requires time. It demands nurturing. It needs light. It requires surrender. Cease your attempts to hasten what I am cultivating. Let the roots grow deeper. Allow patience to work its way through. And while you wait, do not neglect your worship. Let it become a weapon. Let it be your breath. I understand that rekindling hope is challenging. I know that disappointment has made you hesitant. But I am not the source of your pain. I am not the one who abandoned you. I am the one who remained, the one who held you when you had nothing remaining, the one who whispered your worth when you felt discarded, the one who never gave up even when you did. I will never be far or apathetic. I will never belittle your suffering or overlook your cry. I am Emmanuel, God with you, always. And right now I am closer than your very breath, closer than the next thought crossing your mind. I am present in this moment, inviting you to rest. Not because all has been resolved, but because I am sufficient. I am enough for your questions. I am enough to fill your gaps. I am enough for that pain you haven't yet learned to articulate. Come to Mino not just as a mission, but as a sanctuary. Set aside your ambitions. Release the fantasy that everything must be sorted out before I act. I operate within the unknown. I navigate through the chaos. I take steps when belief is raw and imperfect. Here is where wonders commence. I have witnessed your attempts to appear strong for everyone while quietly shattering within. You've been the supporter, the stabilizer, the accountable one, the one that others depend on when they feel like collapsing. But I perceive what they do not see. I recognize the tremendous effort required to smile when your spirit is weary. I acknowledge the burden you bear in your serene moments. And I want you to understand that strength does not mean pretending you aren't in pain. It involves trusting me sufficiently to be genuine. It entails permitting me to handle the fragments you no longer know how to bear. You are not expected to have all the solutions. I never required you to. I did not form you to save yourself. I designed you to walk alongside me, to rely on me, to trust me with the aspects of life that seem overwhelmingly burdensome or perplexing. I do not seek your flawlessness. I desire your surrender. You can cease the struggle to keep everything intact out of anxiety that it might all collapse. What may seem like disorder to you is often preparation in my grasp. What feels like a delay is frequently my safeguard. And what appears to be silence is where I am speaking the loudest. Sometimes what I withhold is just as meaningful as what I provide. I realize that you don't always grasp why specific things haven't materialized, why the door remained closed, why the connection did not endure, why the chance vanished. However, what you perceive as rejection, I often interpret as redirection. I do not shut doors to punish you. I do so because I am guiding you towards something superior, something safer, something more aligned with who you genuinely are. My no does not diminish your worth. It's a proclamation of your value. You deserve protection. You deserve to wait for what is best. You are worth more than fleeting satisfaction. I am aware of how easy it is to fall into the misconception that everyone else is advancing while you remain stationary, that you've missed your opportunity, or that others are more favored, more called, or better equipped. But comparing yourself will only rob you of the joy I have placed in front of you. You don't need to gauge your progress by another's highlights. I am not drafting your narrative with the same pen used for theirs. Your path is sacred, distinct, and perfectly timed. Trust that I have not forgotten you. I am not tardy. I am constructing something within you that will endure when life's storms attempt to break others down. Even when you feel behind, I am consistently ahead of you, preparing the route, softening hearts, aligning resources, and preparing moments of favor that might appear sudden, but have been set in motion all along. I orchestrate divine appointments. I align unseen connections. And when the time is right, nothing will impede what I have planned for you. Not fear, not doubt, not delay, and not even your history. Because I am not referring to your past to determine your future. I am rewriting your story with grace as the ink and mercy as the melody. Every scar contributes to your testimony. Every fall becomes an opportunity for deeper wisdom and strength. I am not ashamed of the chapters you wish to erase. I recognize beauty even in the tales marked by hardship. I was present when your heart fractured. I was alongside you when the silence felt unbearable. I was there when your prayers remained unanswered, not from indifference, but because I was weaving something eternal through the very fabric of your suffering. I have not departed. I have never ceased loving you, and that will never change. My presence is not contingent on your performance. It is anchored in my promise. And I promised that I would never forsake you. This includes those parts of the journey where you feel the most isolated. You are allowed to breathe again. You are allowed to find joy without guilt, to laugh without anticipating something negative, to trust without preparing for betrayal. I am not requesting that you live in fear of the next loss. I am inviting you to embrace life wholly in the present where I reside. Right here, right now, not in the pain of yesterday, not in the apprehension of tomorrow, in this moment, in the stillness, in the breath you are taking now. That is where my peace is waiting. That is where renewal commences, not through more exertion, but through presence, by recognizing that I am not in a hurry, and nor do you need to be. Let this season be one in which you return to yourself, not the self molded by pressure, not the version shaped by mere survival, but the true self, the one I originally formed, the one that knew how to hope, the one that dared to dream, the one that held onto beauty before the world taught you to be cynical. That part of you hasn't disappeared. It is merely buried beneath layers of disappointment and defenses. Allow me to reveal it. Allow me to fill it with new life. You are not too far gone. You haven't squandered too much time. There still exists a well of joy within you that I can draw upon. There remain dreams that I can revive. You were not created merely to exist. You were designed to flourish, to overflow, to live with purpose, passion, and intimacy with me. And indeed, living that way may seem daunting. It may feel foreign. But that is where faith resides, in the unknown. That's where miracles are birthed from the spaces you decide to trust before you see. And I assure you, if you continue walking with me, what lies ahead will reconcile everything that has come before. The restoration will exceed your expectations. The peace will surpass your hopes. And the love, oh the love, will be unmistakable. Tall. You have endured epics that appear to stretch beyond your strength. Moments that challenged the essence of who you are. And yet here you are, not merely surviving, but still reaching for me. Even when your faith felt fragile, even when your prayers were uttered through tears, you held on. And that holds more importance than you might suspect. I never demanded unwavering faith. What I sought was your persistence. Each instance you stood strong during pain. Each moment you honored through struggles. Every time you pressed on despite your inner voice urging you to halt. I witnessed it all. I regarded every act of bravery as sacred. There exists a kind of resilience that does not shout. It does not seek the spotlight. It isn't honored with applause, yet it possesses the power to move mountains. The strength of a heart
that chooses love after being hurt. The power of a spirit that forgives when justice seems absent. The courage of an individual who won't allow bitterness to take root in sacred ground. That is what I recognize in you. This is the type of faith I cherish, not for its perfection, but for its authenticity. It is crafted through trials, not comfort, and it is evolving into something unbreakable. I acknowledge your fatigue, not only physically, but also soul deep, exhausted from waiting, worn out from battling unseen demons, weary from attempting to clarify what others fail to grasp. Yet I haven't led you this far to leave you lost in uncertainty. I am the God who completes what I initiate. What I have declared over your life continues to unfold. You may perceive your surroundings as stagnant or quiet. However, underneath, I am at work. Every postponement serves a purpose. Every shut door is a part of a divine blueprint. Each prayer that seems unanswered rests gently in my grasp, maturing for its perfect moment. There are transformations I am performing within you before external changes occur. Because I prioritize who you are becoming over what you achieve. I am developing in you the kind of character capable of carrying the weight of the blessing I am preparing. I am broadening your capacity, elevating your perspective, healing the parts of your heart that could hinder the gifts I wish to provide. At times, I slow the process so you can grow into the person ready for what's next. Even this delay is an act of my mercy. You don't require a miracle that overwhelms you. What you need is one that strengthens you. And that's precisely what I'm orchestrating. I am not hurrying you. I am guiding you to walk alongside me rather than rush ahead or lag behind. I am revealing how to perceive my whisper amidst the clamor of the world. How to find serenity, even when your situation feels unstable. I am not merely responding to your prayers. I am addressing the depths of your heart's desires. Even those unvoiced. I understand your longings. I see the concealed pain behind your brightest smile. And I am not turning away. I am tenderly nurturing it like a gardener who knows when the earth is ready to be broken open. There is beauty in what is fracturing. Not because the suffering is good, but because I am good within it. What seems like the conclusion of something might genuinely be the opening to alignment. I do not squander anything, not even your tears. Every moment you believed lost has been intricately woven into a tapestry of redemption. And I realize you grow weary of the promise that it will all make sense one day. Thus, I'm not asking you to make sense of it all. I'm inviting you to trust me throughout it. To journey with me one breath, one decision, 1 hour at a time. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just need to draw near. Release the timelines you've constructed around your healing, your achievements, your breakthroughs. I am not confined to your schedule. I operate on rhythms that nourish your spirit, not your calendar. Cease thinking that you're lagging. You are exactly where I need you to be for what I am developing within you. Stop damning the delays and instead bless them. Because what I'm cultivating in this time will endure far longer than what you previously wished for. I'm not constructing something superficial. I am building a deep-rooted foundation, one that grounds you in peace regardless of external circumstances. Something that stabilizes you when storms return. Allow this season to be the one in which you cease striving for validation and begin to accept the love that is already yours. You don't need to earn what I grant freely. There's no requirement to prove your worth. You were chosen before you achieved anything.
You were loved prior to making a single right choice. You belong to me wholly, eternally, and irreversibly. That is your foundation, not your achievements, productivity, or strength. Only my love. My unwavering, unchanging, unconditional love. That will be your support. That will restore you. That will sustain you when everything else might fail. I am present with you during the slow periods in the quiet mornings, amidst unanswered messages during sleepless nights, in unresolved questions in waiting rooms, and in ordinary moments that seem devoid of wonder. I am not solely with you in your worship. I am with you in your fragility, not only in your triumphs, but also in your moments of vulnerability. I walk beside you through every valley, not just observing from a distance. You have never taken a step that went unnoticed by me. You have never shed a tear I didn't catch. You have never voiced a hope I didn't hold closely. So inhale, let go, and rest. There's no need to hurry to the next chapter. I am here now, not just promising a future, but providing you with my presence in this moment. That presence is sufficient, more than sufficient, since it brings the tranquility. The world cannot offer the clarity that confusion cannot obscure, the joy that circumstances cannot steal, and the strength to continue, even when the path ahead is unclear. Because you do not walk alone, and you never will. There will be instances when you doubt if your prayers ever reach me, when silence appears to mean absence and delays feel like denial. Yet silence is far from abandonment. My stillness is not rejection. You may think I am distant due to my lack of immediate response, yet I am closest to you during moments when your heart quakes and your voice trembles. You needn't shout for me to hear you. I discern the deep groans that escape verbalization. I recognize the cries of your spirit even before they emerge from your lips. I comprehend the turmoil behind your calm demeanor, the struggle hidden within your faith. You've carried loads that perhaps even you didn't grasp. Sometimes you felt an unexplainable heaviness, only knowing that your soul craved a sanctuary. And I was that sanctuary. I remain that refuge. Not merely an idea or a distant dream, but a living presence, the I am. Not the past I was, nor the future I might be, but the I am who enters your present, encircling the dark recesses of your heart with light and speaking peace where chaos has sought to dwell. You don't need more answers. You need greater awareness. Awareness of my closeness. Awareness of who I am. I've never operated according to formulas or schedules. I act with deliberate intention, not haste. While the world clamors for outcomes, I quietly emphasize the journey. Not because I delight in waiting, but because I treasure what's being birthed in the hidden. The gradual development, the sacred transformation, the silent miracles that only I perceive. I'm teaching you to have faith in what doesn't yet resemble victory. True faith does not rely on proof. It thrives in intimacy. When I promise to provide, I am not referring solely to material needs. I mean the wisdom required in paralyzing decision-making. I mean courage when you feel weak. I mean tranquility amidst relational upheaval. I mean the confidence to enter unfamiliar doors which you feel unqualified to cross. My provision is wholeness. I don't dispense scraps. I set tables. I don't hand out remnants. I unleash abundance. What I offer reflects my essence, and I am plentiful. I am generous. I am the giver who never depletes, who finds joy in witnessing you receive what you believed was beyond your reach. Yet for you to accept, you must learn to let go. Release the fear of being excessive or insufficient. Release the misconception that healing must be instantaneous to be valid. Release the guilt associated with resting. Release the notion that your value is connected to your output. You were never meant to earn my love. You were born of it, shaped by it, and completely immersed in it. Everything else flows from this reality. Your connections, your vocation, your healing, all find harmony when you start from a place of love rather than striving for it. Let this truth be your foundation. Each day, every moment, you have sought permission to slow down. Here is your answer. You need not rush just because others are racing ahead. You don't need to gauge your worth based on the speed of your progress. I never required performance from you.
I invited you to walk with me, to linger, to find rest in the vine so the fruits may naturally emerge. Some seasons are meant for blossoming, while others are reserved for rooting. Yet both are sacred.
Both elements are essential. Do not look down on the periods when it seems that nothing is occurring. In my perspective, they hold great significance. These times are preparing you for what lies ahead. The upcoming phase is not merely a fleeting moment. It signifies a movement, a deepening, a transition from superficiality to depth. I invite you into waters that may appear overwhelming, yet you will not drown. You will find that you were designed for this flow, that your spirit is prepared for the depths rather than just the shallows. The waves that once intimidated you will evolve into the rhythm that guides you toward your purpose. But first, you must have faith in the tide. Trust that even when the shore is out of sight, I still navigate the vessel. You are not adrift. You are being guided. There are treasures within you yet to be unveiled. Aspirations still vibrant beneath the dust, callings that haven't faded away simply because time has elapsed. My mind regarding you remains unchanged. I do not retract purpose. I do not withdraw destiny. Delays do not diminish dreams. Everything I have placed within you remains alive, and I am revitalizing it. New winds, fresh flames, renewed grace. This is merely a new chapter in your story, a fresh revelation, a divine continuation. Do not dwell on what you believed should have occurred by now. Instead, rejoice in what is coming to life through your surrender. Cease waiting until you feel prepared to act. I do not anoint the most equipped, I bless those who are the most open. There is no need to have every detail mapped out. All you require is to affirm your commitment. Yes to healing. Yes to love. Yes to me. Yes to the mysteries that are entirely known to me. When you step forward in obedience, I provide what is necessary along the journey. Purpose attracts provision. Trust leads to clarity. Belief paves the way for breakthroughs. You need not force open doors. I am already unlocking them. The doors I have closed were for your safeguard, not as punishment. One day, you will express gratitude for the disappointments. Release the shame tethered to your past. Let go of the fear that constricts your future. Embrace this moment with an understanding that you are chosen, cherished, and supported. You do not need to wait for the next phase to recognize that. You need not see the blessing to claim it. Faith perceives what cannot be seen. Faith extends beyond the present and asserts that God remains good here. And so do I. I remain good, not due to what you receive, but because of who I am. I will not change. This is your opportunity to receive not only your requests, but also the blessings you've forgotten to seek. The tranquility you were unaware you needed. The steady joy that may not be loud. The the love that accompanies you through every shadow. You are not invisible to me. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are cherished. Completely. Endlessly. Everything I've declared about you remains true. There is a sacred transformation occurring within you. Not the kind that clamors for attention, but rather one that quietly redefines everything. You are being restored to your authentic identity. This is not the version shaped by pain, nor the one molded by judgments, nor the facade you've upheld for survival, but rather the genuine self I envisioned before the chaos, before the struggles, before the labels. I am stripping away the remnants of roles you were never meant to bear. I am shattering the masks that guarded you, yet also kept you from fully receiving love. You were not created to pretend. You were meant to embrace freedom. Within you are layers yet to be uncovered strengths that will astonish you. Depths of compassion that will dissolve bitterness and wisdom that has derived from enduring what should have shattered you. What once caused you shame is transforming into sources of healing. I do not waste anything. What the adversary intended to silence you with, I will convert into the very force that amplifies your purpose. Your pain endured in shadows will become purifying oil in your hands, valuable, rare, and impactful. You have waited for someone to affirm your worth, but value does not fluctuate with applause or diminish with criticism. It is constant. It is eternal. It is a birthright, not a reward. When I designed you, your worth was not tied to your achievements. I beheld you and declared you good before you accomplished anything, before anyone ever praised or rejected you. My declaration was sufficient then, and remains sufficient now. You are not in the process of becoming valuable. You are awakening to the intrinsic worth you have always possessed. You have carried a misconception that strength equates to concealing pain, maintaining silence, and persevering despite suffering. Yet strength is not the absence of conflict. It emerges from the decision to continue trusting when everything within you begs to retreat. It embodies the bravery to seek assistance, to acknowledge, I am not okay, but I am still here, and I honor that. Beans, I do not overlook your tears. I preserve them. I do not dismiss your fatigue. I envelop it. My strength manifests most effectively in weakness, not in worldly power, nor in flawless performance, but in sincere surrender. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable before me, I commence the process of rebuilding from within, applying gentleness and truth rather than pressure or judgment. I eradicate the falsehoods you didn't even realize you accepted, that you must earn rest, that you must prove your lovability, that you must vie for attention, that you are safer in silence. One by one, I dismantle those barriers, not to expose you, but to finally allow love to penetrate the spaces you've concealed. What you fear will render you unlovable is the very place I wish to heal. Cease rehearsing the past missteps. Stop reliving every instance where you believe you failed or fell short. You are not merely a compilation of errors. You are a living testament to grace. I do not define you by the moments you regret. I define you by the promise I made, which endures even in your missteps. I do not nullify covenants. I fulfill them. I will complete what I began in you, not partially, not halfway, but entirely. You are not disqualified. You are not late. You are not too damaged. You are still my own. You have questioned why breakthrough has not yet arrived. But breakthrough isn't always external at first. Sometimes the most profound miracle occurs within your mind when fear ceases to dominate your decisions, when peace becomes your stance, when joy is independent of your circumstances. So, you are undergoing a transformation from within, and transformation is often subtle, gradual, and sacred. Do not hasten my work. Do not scorn this unseen season. This is the groundwork that will sustain your next ascent. You seek clarity, yet I offer something greater: intimacy. You believe that answers lead to serenity, but I understand that it is my presence that your soul truly craves. If I revealed the entire blueprint, you would rely on the plan rather than on me. So I provide just enough for today. Sufficient grace for this step, sufficient strength for this moment, sufficient light for the next choice. I do not conceal the future to frustrate you. I hold it to safeguard you. And in due course, I will unveil what lies ahead. You are entering a period where struggle will no longer be necessary. The plans I've set for you will naturally begin to emerge not through your efforts, but through your alignment. Prioritize alignment over relentless pursuit, surrender over tactics, and connection over facade. It is here that you shall witness abundance blossoming. It is here that serenity, which transcends comprehension, will shield your heart. It is in this space that you will find yourself uttering, "Only God could have orchestrated this." And indeed, you will be correct. A soothing presence is being welcomed into your spirit now. Not because every issue has been resolved, but because you are finally sharing the burden. You have been attempting to handle what was never your responsibility. Let go. Let go of the results. Let go of overthinking. Let go of the compulsion to exert control. I did not summon you to meticulously oversee miracles. I called you to have faith. Trust, however, is not passive. It is potent. It transforms environments. It shifts mountains. It silences fears and elevates your gaze to perceive the invisible. The promises I whispered into your heart have not been forgotten, even those you've ceased to pray for. Even those you buried due to their seeming impossibility. I continue to work. I keep writing. I am intertwining redemption into the very fabric of your tale. Do not assess your advancement based solely on appearances. Gauge it by the stirring feelings within. That renewed hope. That quiet anticipation. That's my presence. I'm awakening your spirit to believe once more, to dream anew, to walk like one who recognizes their complete worthiness of love. I see you navigating the challenging in-between, the gap between your past and the future you envision. It's an uncomfortable place, isn't it? Like being on a bridge suspended between two realms, uncertain whether the past will offer you anything, and uncertain as to what awaits you. Yet I am here with you, not only at the end of your journey, not solely in the fulfilled dream, but here within the messy, uncertain, sometimes exhausting present. You need not wait for the next chapter to experience my presence. This moment holds significance too. The notion that stillness equates to stagnation is misleading. Sometimes remaining still is the highest form of obedience. You yearn to run, to fix, to comprehend. But I am guiding you on how to simply be, how to endure, how to inhale deeply even when the future remains hazy. I am conditioning your spirit to find rest without answers, to worship without certainty, to hope despite lack of guarantees. Not to frustrate you, but to deepen your roots, not in circumstances, but in me. You are learning that peace does not emerge when everything is clear. It arises when your soul acknowledges who truly holds the reins. There are whispers attempting to convince you that your past disqualifies you from joy, from love, from your calling. But I have never needed your history to define your future. I called you with full knowledge of every detail, every setback, every diversion, every silent plea in the dark. Nothing about you surprises me. And yet, I still chose you. I continue to build with you. I have designated you for something greater. You need not tidy yourself up to gain my favor. My favor is upon you due to who I am, not what you accomplish. You've sought to earn what I have freely given.
How? You have attempted to validate your existence, hoping that one more achievement, one more confirmation would finally fulfill you. But you were enough before your first yes, before your performance,
Before your accomplishments, even prior to your self-belief. The relentless pursuit ends here.
You need not strive for my approval. Just draw near. Allow me to embrace you when you're weary of being strong. Let me address the places you have silenced. You are not difficult to love. You are not excessive. You are not a burden. You are mine. I am lifting the obligation to bear what does not belong to you. You have felt weighed down, not due to failures, but because you've held on to burdens never meant for you. Expectations thrust upon you by others. Guilt from a past you have outgrown. Fear of the unknown should you decide to let go. But in surrender lies freedom, not in predicting how everything will unfold, but in trusting that I do. You need not play the hero in every situation. Allow me to be your strength. Allow me to guide. I know the way, even when the road seems to vanish. There are miracles I've already placed in your path, but they necessitate one thing: your willingness. Not your perfection, not your comprehension, merely your readiness to trust me with what is unseen. Every obedient step unlocks something. Every act of surrender releases what's been restrained. Each time you favor faith over fear, you join forces with heaven's mission. Don't wait for fear to dissipate before you act. Courage is not the absence of fear. Rather, it is choosing to trust me amid it all. And in doing so, you'll discover I have already gone ahead of you, forging a path. I perceive the exhaustion you feel from relentless new beginnings. Your heart is weary from rebuilding post-loss, after betrayal, after disappointment. But hear me clearly. This reconstruction will not mirror the last. This time it will be grounded firmly. This time you are not alone in your building endeavors. I am laying each stone alongside you. And whatever you create with me will endure. It will not crumble under pressure. It won't hinge on unstable validation. Instead, it will be anchored in truth, sustained by grace and characterized by an unwavering peace. You are not starting from scratch. You are beginning anew with strength. You need not force relationships with those incapable of recognizing your genuine self. Cease the diminishment for acceptance. Stop dulling your brilliance to please others. I did not design you to fade into the background. I created you to shine. Some individuals departed not because you were in the wrong, but because you were surpassing the limits they were comfortable with. Let them go. Release the urge to justify yourself. I am surrounding you with those who see you, who breathe life into you, who respect what I have instilled within you. But first, you must honor that within yourself. Even when it's messy, beauty exists in your journey. Even when it feels stagnant, you are not stuck. You are in a process of sanctification, refinement, and strengthening. The wilderness is not a confinement. It is your preparation. This is where I eliminate what cannot accompany you. It's where I speak softly in ways you couldn't hear amidst the noise. Do not resist the process. Do not hurry through the transformation. There is glory in your evolution. Each tear has nourished the soil. Each prayer has crafted the foundation. You may not perceive the fruits yet, but beneath the surface, strong roots are forming, and that is what truly matters. Deep roots. A heart that knows how to wait unwaveringly. A soul that is grounded in love, not in results. This is where revival takes root, not in stages or perfection, but in the quiet surrender of one who still responds, "Yes, Lord." Even amidst pain, even in slowness, even when unobserved. I see your commitment. I see your perseverance. I see your heart that continues to hope. And I am honoring it in ways you cannot yet envision. You question if I'm still near, if I still hear you. However, my presence is not contingent on your ability to perceive me. I exist even in your numbness, even in silence, even in moments where your prayers resemble more of a groan than an eloquent request. You need not articulate everything flawlessly for me to respond. I grasp the essence of your tears. I am aware of the burdens behind your sighs. I take note of the pauses amid your words. I'm not just listening to your spoken thoughts. I'm holding on to all that remains unexpressed. You've borne much with little acknowledgement. You've served, forgiven, endured, and continued to believe while others failed to see the sacrifices made. I witnessed it. Not a single act of kindness has been wasted. Not a solitary choice to remain faithful has gone unnoticed. While others gave you value based on your achievements, I have been appraising you by your willingness to let go. And you have excelled in every pertinent challenge. You've loved when it was difficult. You've remained when it was easier to depart. You've believed when reason suggested giving up. And now I'm bringing in the rewards of your obedience. You don't have to pursue what I have already destined for you. You need not plead for what I am already eager to bestow. When I bless, no one can interfere. When I open doors, none can shut them. And what lies ahead will not be delayed by mankind, fear, or your history. I have orchestrated it all with precision. I have aligned the right opportunities, the right people, and the right timing. You do not need to manipulate outcomes or struggle to maintain control. Simply remain connected to me. The vine perpetually nurtures the branch, and I will never cease to flow into your life. I'm healing you layer by layer. Some issues I resolved instantaneously, and others I've allowed to emerge gradually, not to torment you, but to facilitate deeper restoration. I do not shy away from your triggers, memories, or emotions. I'm not exasperated by your journey. I possess patience with your unraveling, for I are aware of what I have placed within you. I know what will endure once the pain is stripped away. You are not irreparably broken. You are not lost beyond return. You are being restored from the inside out. And every moment you submit is an invitation for me to accomplish more. I'm renewing your joy, not solely as a fleeting emotion, but as a foundational strength. Joy that remains unshaken by opinions or the course of the day. Joy that rises from an inherent understanding that you are embraced, seen, loved, and chosen. You need not wait for the tempest to pass to rejoice. You can celebrate now, for I'm in the boat alongside you. Because I've already proclaimed the outcome. For even in the midst, there exists grace.
You are permitted to laugh again, to dream again, to live without trepidation once more. This joy is your portion unwavering. There is a reason the adversary has been endeavoring so hard to deplete your energy, distract you, and sow disheartenment. It's because you are on the brink closer than you think. He senses the shift. He perceives the movement within the spiritual realm. He understands the profound effect your obedience will manifest. Yet he cannot hinder what I have sanctioned. He can only try to persuade you to abandon your purpose before it unfolds. Do not succumb to this. Do not lower your guard simply because it's burdensome. Strength is awakening within you. Your authority is gaining momentum. Heaven supports you. Press on. Continue to speak. Continue to show up. You are not lagging behind. You are not late. You are perfectly positioned for what I have prepared. Comparison will mislead you. It will prompt you to question the course of your journey. Yet your path is uniquely yours. Your narrative is distinct. You are being shaped with purpose. I am performing a significant transformation within you because your calling bears immense weight. Since what I place in your care must be managed with both insight and strength, you will soon see why patience was necessary when the time comes. You will appreciate the waiting, the refining, and the moments when I said, "Not yet." I am lifting the burden of shame from you, the type that lurks just under the surface, that quiet self-criticism, the inner voice that insists you should have done more, been more, or known more. I am changing that narrative. Your identity is not tied to your lowest point. You are not confined by what others have said about you. Your failures do not define you, nor do your fears. You are cherished, my masterpiece, my reflection. I take pride in you. Yes, pride. Not because you've accomplished everything flawlessly, but because you've remained, because you've allowed me in. Release the facade you feel obligated to uphold. I never requested you to pretend. I've never required you to be invulnerable. I invited you to be authentic, to come to me as you are, even if you're unsure how to express yourself. Your transparency brings me joy. I am drawn to your genuine self. You don't need to impress me. I already love you. Just approach me even if your voice trembles, even if your faith feels minimal, even if your hands shake. My grace meets you in your present situation, not at some ideal version of where you think you should be. In this moment, I envelop you in my peace, the tranquility that surpasses worldly chaos, the kind that penetrates deeply into your soul and reassures you that you are safe. You belong to me. You are protected. Open your heart to receive it. Let it wash over every anxious thought, every restless fear, every unanswered question. You are surrounded not by adversaries, not by pressure, not by despair, but by angels, by promises, by the assurance of a Father who never ceases to fight for you. I am inviting you into a new rhythm, one not based on stress deadlines or striving, but one that flows from my presence, a divine rhythm where your steps are directed by peace rather than panic, where your choices are anchored in discernment, not urgency, and where you will not merely endure the days, but learn to dwell within them. I desire for you to awaken knowing that you are not late, not lacking, not lost. You are guided. You are embraced. You are precisely where I need you to be as the next chapter unfolds. Allow me to be your rhythm. Let me reshape your understanding of time, opportunity, and movement. You are not a machine. I did not design you for endless production and silent collapse. I created you to connect, to receive, to overflow.
Allow me to teach you how to move gracefully. Let me guide you to walk in harmony with my spirit, rather than rushing through seasons in pursuit of breakthroughs. I will accompany you through it all. I will be your steadiness amidst the rush, your warmth in the silence, your gentle voice amidst the clamor. You will never need to outpace my grace. The assistance you seek is nearer than it appears. I have already positioned everything you need: answers, resources, people, healing.
You do not need to scale mountains to capture my attention. You already have it. You are the focus of my affection, and I will not turn away in your struggles. I won't step back when you find yourself confused either. I draw even closer. I adjust your crown when it falls. I steady your hands when they quiver. I dry your tears when they silently fall in the dark. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are mine. Let this week be the one where you cease to align with fear, the week in which you stop rehearsing every worst-case scenario and instead focus on my word. What I declared about you is still in effect. My promises remain active.
What I have spoken regarding your destiny is still progressing. Nothing has been nullified. A delay doesn't equate to a denial. Closed doors were safeguards, not rejections. What is now beginning requires your trust, not explanations. You don't have to comprehend everything. You just need to agree. Say yes to rest. Yes to hope. Yes to healing. Yes to me. The atmosphere around you is transforming. Where there was heaviness, joy will emerge. Where confusion lingered, clarity will take root. Where fatigue dominated, strength is being restored. I'm reconstructing you from within. Not to recreate who you once were, but to reveal who I always intended you to become: strong, bold, grounded, radiant, and anchored in me. You aren't defined by the pain you've endured. You are not shaped by your past. You are who I breathed into existence with intention. And my breath continues to sustain you, activate you, and anoint you. Stop disqualifying yourself. I'm not in search of perfect vessels. I seek those who are surrendered. Your surrender is sufficient. Your willingness moves me. Your daily yes carries more power than you might recognize. You don't need the world's approval to step into what I've given you. You are not required to have the credentials of the world to share the words I've placed on your lips. When I send you forth, I support you. When I elevate you, I protect you. And when I release you, no force can impede what flows through you. You are my messenger, my child, my light in dark times. I observe how you continue to love even when hurt. How you keep showing up when you are unseen. How you maintain your belief even when circumstances seem dire. That is faith. That is bravery. That is the heart I bless. I'm not demanding you have all the answers. I'm merely asking you not to surrender. Because what is on the horizon requires your presence, not your perfection. Your availability is what matters, not your performance. You've carried so much for others. Allow me to carry you into the promise. You don't have to keep replaying your failures in your mind. Allow me to reshape your thoughts. Let me cleanse your memories with truth. You are not a lost cause. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are my beloved. And even if others attempt to downplay what I'm doing in your life, I will magnify it. I prepare tables before critics. I elevate those in obscurity. I promote the humble. I will ensure you do not miss what is destined for you, because what is intended for you was crafted with your name inscribed in glory. This is your moment to breathe anew, to live boldly, to cease holding back your tears, dreams, and prayers. I didn't create you to conform and blend in. I set you apart. I placed something eternal within you, something indestructible, something that resonates with the heavens. You were never intended to be defined by your struggles. You are recognized by the one who walks alongside you through them. And when you rise again, it won't be filled with resentment. Rather, you will rise with oil, with authority, with fire, with vision, with joy. For I restore completely. Your decision to open this message was not a coincidence. Something much greater guided you here, a gentle push from above, a soft whisper within your spirit that could not remain quiet. There has been a stirring within your heart, an unexplainable weight, a quest for clarity that those around you have failed to fulfill. And in this moment, you find yourself here not due to weakness or desperation, but because you are seen, cherished, and destined for greater things. This moment has been placed before you because I wish to connect with you directly. No distractions. No interruptions. Just you and me. You've been striving to keep everything in place, shouldering unseen responsibilities, donning a smile while your heart fractures, pretending to be fine to avoid questions you lack the energy to answer. You've spent nights awake, pondering if things will ever truly change. Silent prayers have passed through your tears, never touching your pillow. I have heard every single one, and not a single sigh has gone unnoticed. Every question you posed has received attention. I am not only aware of your struggles, I have walked alongside you through them. Every quiet battle, every anxious thought, every moment you believed you stood alone, I was right there with you. You feel weary, not just in body, but within your soul. It's not merely what surrounds you that drains you. It's the turmoil inside that weighs heavily. You've been overanalyzing, burdening yourself with loads I never intended for you to carry. You are attempting to resolve issues that were never meant to be your concern. Your anxieties about outcomes belong to me. I notice how tightly you cling, fearing that by loosening your grasp, everything might crumble. Yet what remains unrecognized is that I have been holding you all along. This is your opportunity to breathe again. You need not perform for me. Pretense is unnecessary. I am not here to critique your journey. My aim is to restore your serenity. I did not come to shame your doubts. Instead, I came to quiet the lies, the persistent whispers suggesting you're not enough, that you'll never catch up, that you're falling behind. Those thoughts are not seeded by me. They are fabrications. And today, I am silencing them. You need not dread what lies ahead. You've been treading through uncertainty, striving to devise plans amidst instability. You've questioned whether you might make an incorrect choice or miss my purpose. You worry that situations might collapse once again as they did before. However, I wish for you to hear this clearly. You are not at the mercy of your situation. You are held securely by your Creator. I have already paved the way for you and seen the conclusion from the start. Not only am I making a path, but I'm also accompanying you on it. Every aspect of your journey has been seen. I've observed you striving to be strong for others, pouring yourself out, giving without receiving, hoping for acknowledgement. When no one recognized your efforts, and the silence felt more deafening than any affirmations, I was still present, breathing life into areas that felt lifeless. Every time you wanted to give up, but chose to persist, I celebrated that decision. Each time you opted for love over bitterness, grace over vengeance, and hope over despair, I took note.
For even in moments when you believed your faith was dwindling, you still moved forward.
That represents faith, not perfection, but determination. You have been seeking a sign, praying for validation, waiting for that unmistakable moment when everything will make sense. Yet I am not always amidst the fire or the earthquake. Sometimes I manifest in the calm. Sometimes I arrive as peace when you anticipate a storm. And this is that moment. My peace is the sign. That quiet confidence residing deep within you is me. I am not merely passing through your narrative temporarily. I am its author. You need not possess knowledge of every step right now. You only need to recognize that I'm here. And I will not depart. You have hesitated to trust again, to open your heart, fearing that if you allow yourself to hope, too much disappointment will return. I understand your fear. I do not dismiss it. I recognize the wounds betrayal inflicted upon you. I see how loss shook you to your core. I know the way your heart clenched when the desires you had hoped for didn't manifest as you prayed. But I am not like those others. I do not abandon. I do not waver in my commitments. I do not offer half-hearted love. When I dedicate myself to you, it is complete. I committed to you even before you took your first breath. You are not late. You are not falling behind.
You are not overlooked. Every promise I made still stands firm. Though the timeline may have altered in your eyes, my timing remains always perfect. What I have declared over your life will not return empty. Even amidst delays, I have been shaping you. In your waiting, I have shielded you from unseen tribulations. I am not withholding blessings. I am creating a foundation so they will remain intact upon their arrival. I do not desire for you to simply receive. I want you to sustain. That is why I have been purposeful with every facet of your story. You have glanced around, weighing your journey against others, questioning why some seem to soar while you continue to crawl. My measurements are not the same. I observe the victories unseen, the thoughts unacted upon the anger you set aside, and the bravery it took to keep showing up. Heaven acknowledges what the world tends to overlook, and I am proud of you. Not for your perfection, but for your persistence. For your unwavering commitment amidst weariness. For trusting me even when every fiber of your being yearned to flee. I want you to grasp something crucial. I am not done. This is merely the beginning. The days to come hold beauty beyond your imagination. I am not rehashing old blessings. I am bestowing new ones, grounded not in your worthiness, but in my love. I am your father, and you are my cherished child. Remain close to me now. There is much more I wish to share. An inner conflict has been raging in you that remains invisible to others, a silent struggle between your desire to believe and the relentless tug of doubt. Some moments faith surges like flames within you. On others it flickers like a candle barely surviving. Yet you continue to show up. You keep choosing to believe, not necessarily through grand proclamations, but through the simple resolution to persevere. I want you to know that heaven takes note of this. I honor your hidden tenacity. Those moments when you silently declare, God, I trust you, even while your heart feels weary, move me deeply. You've convinced yourself that your hardships disqualify you from my promises. That your fears render you weak. That your past somehow excludes you from the fullness I offer. But listen clearly. Nothing from your history can derail my destiny for you. Your failures do not define the end. Your vulnerabilities are not barriers, but openings for my strength to pour in. I do not seek your perfection. I never requested your flawless performance. What I desire is your heart. And when you offer up your brokenness, I respond by providing my restoration. You've sought tranquility, yet still feel unease within your heart. You've requested clarity, yet received only silence in return. I need you to grasp this silence does not equate to absence. I've been nearer than your very breath. Each moment you believed you were speaking to emptiness, I was attuned to your voice. I've been capturing every syllable. I'm aware of it all, every tear you've shed, every exhale of frustration, every inquiry you've posed. I keep it all close. In due time, I unveil the answers not in your moments of frantic need, but when your heart is prepared to accept what I've arranged. This chapter has not been straightforward. You have experienced stretching. You've faced shaking. You've been compelled to relinquish what was known, unaware of what comes next. This has felt like navigating with your eyes covered, like constructing with missing elements. I want you to recognize the reality. This does not mark the conclusion of your journey. It represents the heart of your breakthrough. I've been removing elements that no longer benefit you. I've been peeling away what was never grounded in me. Not to punish you, but to equip you. To clear room for what lies ahead. For what I'm about to bestow upon your life cannot exist alongside the burdens you were never meant to carry. You've embraced the misconception that rest must be earned. That peace is only yours once everything is resolved. But that isn't how I designed the rhythm of your life. Rest should not be something you strive for. It is meant to be your state of being. You can experience peace amid the storm. You can take a deep breath while the answers are still forming. You can find sleep assured that I remain awake. I oversee all that matters to you. Release the burden to have it all figured out. You don't need to know how it will all play out. That's my role. Your role is to trust. Trust doesn't imply a lack of fear. It signifies that you proceed regardless. It means you root yourself in the truth that I am on your side, not against you. That I pave the way ahead, clearing paths you weren't even aware existed. That I stand at your back, shielding you from what could have harmed you. That I walk beside you, whispering peace amid the chaos. I envelop you. There is nothing on the horizon that I haven't already prepared for. You keep questioning, but what if things don't go as planned? Let me pose a different question. What if they do? What if your breakthrough is nearer than you realize? What if the wait was for your protection? What if I've been arranging things perfectly in the background, intricate and loving, so that when it finally unfolds, you will be filled with awe? You think you must brace for disappointment, yet I am preparing you for joy. And I need you to cease disqualifying yourself. Stop claiming you lack strength, spirituality, or readiness. I chose you with full knowledge of all that. I selected you knowing your fears, flaws, and failures. My calling on your life does not depend on your perfection. It rests upon my purpose. When I call upon someone, I equip them not all at once, but day by day, step by step. And I've never ceased in equipping you. Even in silence, in dark times, in moments when growth feels absent, I've been working quietly beneath the surface. Do not fear what is changing. I understand that change can feel like loss, especially when you're letting go of what once felt secure. But I am not taking away from you. I am rearranging you. What seems like removal is often the creation of space. What feels like rejection frequently serves as my redirection. I am not tearing you down.
I am constructing you. And sometimes building entails removing the old so the new can stand firmly. You may not comprehend it now, but someday you will look back and express gratitude for every denial, every pause, every door that closed. Behind each of these, I was guiding you closer to your soul's true longings. You haven't missed your moment. You haven't fallen too far. You haven't ruined anything that I can't restore. My plans are not delicate. They don't shatter with your missteps. They adapt to your journey. They endure even when you feel as though you're falling apart. I am not in a state of panic. I am not disheartened. I continue to weave beauty into your story even now. This chapter isn't about defeat. It's about liberation. This doesn't signify your downfall. This is your turning point. You are not overlooked. You are not unseen. I notice you among the crowd. I hear you in the stillness. I embrace you when the world feels harsh. And I'm not merely observing from a distance. I am approaching you with grace in my hands and passion in my gaze. The kind of passion that dispels fear and leaves only faith. The kind of grace that lifts you when you lack the strength to raise yourself. I am not withholding myself from you. I am pouring myself out over you in ways you are just beginning to grasp. So inhale deeply. Not because everything is clear yet, but because I am here with you. Right here. Right now. No more escape. No more pretense. Allow my presence to be where your soul finds renewed life. A lie has quietly taken root within you, a belief that you must always be resilient. That showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness. That confessing you feel weary, afraid, or uncertain means you are somehow failing. But I never called you to uphold the facade of perfection. I never commanded you to pretend. I invited you to be authentic with me. And I can handle your truth. Your honesty does not intimidate me. Your tears do not overwhelm me. Your feelings do not repel me. Indeed, they pull me closer. I'm not captivated by your achievements. I am moved by your reality. You have mastered survival. Yet I envision more for you than mere existence. I intended for you to flourish, to embrace a peace that surpasses understanding, to awaken each day without dread in your heart, to look toward the future with assurance even if the full journey remains unclear. And still, the murmur of fear has suggested otherwise. It has advised you to prepare for the worst, to anticipate the breakdown of things, to not harbor excessive hope, as disappointment could be lurking. However, I do not converse in the dialect of fear. I communicate solely in truth. This truth is clear. You are protected within me. I understand the difficulty of release. I comprehend how your thoughts cycle through every potential outcome, how your heart seeks to navigate around suffering. Anxiety is not your legacy. Worry is not your purpose. You were not created to exist with knots in your stomach and pressure in your chest. That is not your share. Instead, peace, rest, and joy belong to you. And these do not come as prizes earned after you have rectified everything. They are freely given gifts when you relinquish control. When you decide to trust that I am more capable of being God than you are at trying to oversee what you cannot. I have witnessed your efforts to keep it all together for others. I have seen you check on those around you, motivate them, raise them up while struggling to extend the same to yourself. You've given so much love until you feel depleted. and yet you tell yourself it is insufficient. Yet I did not design you to operate on empty. You were not meant to give from a place of exhaustion. I desire to refill you. I want to be your source once more. Not merely your emergency salvation, but your daily empowerment. Not only your comfort on Sundays, but your strength on Mondays. I want to be the one who restores you even when no one else notices your internal struggles.
You ask for changes to your circumstances, but I am also here to shift your viewpoint. Because sometimes what appears to be a burden is actually a bridge. What you perceive as delay, I regard as divine timing. And what you assume to be a shut door may simply be my hand gently steering you away from potential harm. I do not toy with your heart. Each maneuver is purposeful. Every shift is a form of protection. Every quiet moment is strategic. And while you may not always grasp the complete picture, I do. I can see the conclusion from the beginning. I'm not merely guessing, I'm directing. I'm unlike those who disperse when situations get challenging. I am not weary of you. I do not withdraw when you are facing hardships. My love is sturdy. It is not impatient. It doesn't hinge on your achievements. I love you equally on your darkest days and your brightest ones. You cannot surprise me. You cannot let me down enough to make me leave. I chose you long before you ever chose me. And I continue to choose you every moment, every breath, every fight. I am here to stay. I am not going anywhere. And I am proud to call you my own. There's no need for you to strive so hard to earn what has already been given. Grace is not a trade-off. It's a proclamation. It affirms that you are enough because I declare it. Not because you have prayed sufficiently. Not because you have validated yourself. But because of the depth of my love for you. Because my son sacrificed everything to restore you. Because your worth has never hinged on your efforts, but on my choice to make you family. So stop battling for a spot at a table I have already set for you. Stop trying to prove what I have already endorsed. Just come, sit, receive. Allow me to rejuvenate your spirit again. And let's discuss your fears. Not the ones you vocalize, but those that creep in when the world grows silent. The fear of never experiencing real love. The fear that whatever you build will collapse. The fear that you will always lag behind. Always pursuing peace that remains just beyond reach. I want you to know I am facing those fears directly. I am illuminating them not to shame you, but to liberate you. When you name your apprehensions, I can dismantle them. When you bring them to me, I reject no one. I rescue you, and I exchange fear for faith. It is permissible to slow down. There's no need to rush through life to catch up with anyone. You are not behind. You are not late. You are on a sacred journey, and I walk it with you. I am not hurried in your healing. I do not rush the process. I cultivate depth. I forge resilience that does not break under pressure. I teach you endurance, not as punishment, but as empowerment. Because I see what lies ahead, and I am molding you into someone who will not just reach their destination, but will flourish upon arrival. You ponder whether you are enough for the calling I have placed on your life. You are. Not from your own might, but through my spirit within you. I do not send you into battles unarmed. I do not summon you into seasons unready. I equip you as you proceed, and even when you feel like you are faltering, I turn every stumble into momentum. I am not judging you. I am nurturing you. I am not critiquing you. I am shaping you into someone bold, someone whole, someone who walks with authority, not because they never fall, but because they rise every time by my grace. You are not a burden. You are not a mistake. You're neither excessive nor inadequate. You are loved, chosen, held safeguarded, called. You are mine, and I will not remove my hands from what I cherish. I do not forsake what I have paid for. I recognize worth where others perceive failure. I see purpose where others see suffering, and if you could only view yourself as I do, you would never harbor doubt again. You've sought signs and assurances that you are not alone, that I am still guiding your narrative. You've looked to the heavens, the clock's numbers, the words of strangers, and I have spoken through all these means. Yet even now, this moment, this very message is part of my reply. I understand your heart's longing for confirmation, how your being reaches for something substantial. Let me clarify, I am with you. Not in a theoretical sense, but not as an abstract idea, but as a real present influence, as your father, as your sanctuary, as your voice of truth when all other voices turn into noise. You've been traversing periods that seem silent, and you've begun to wonder if I too have grown quiet. But silence doesn't imply absence. I am still working even when you hear nothing. I am still moving even when you feel stuck. Much of my finest work is accomplished in obscured spaces, in tranquility, in waiting, in the in-between. What feels like delay is sometimes me shielding you from premature exposure. Because your foundation matters more to me than your moment in the spotlight. I would rather prepare you discreetly than see you collapse under public pressure. Trust that my timing is not retribution. It is protection. Each time you believed I was far, I was actually drawing you nearer. When you sobbed yourself to sleep unseen, I was aware. When you doubted your worth, I reiterated the truth to you repeatedly. When the load felt unbearable and you feared you wouldn't endure, I was the strength that propelled you forward when exhaustion struck. You've overcome challenges not because you are invulnerable, but because I intervened. I stepped in. I shielded you. And this is not the end. I have not brought you this far to forsake you now. I am invested in your growth. I am committed to your healing. There is no version of your future that excludes my goodness. Even as the path twists, even when storms loom, even when the way seems to vanish beneath you, I am still guiding you toward blessings. But you must relinquish the narrative that you are disqualified, that your past is overly complicated, that your faith is too feeble, that your steps are too unsure. I have never defined my blessings by perfection. My foundation is love, and I have loved you from the outset, even when you didn't know how to reciprocate, even during your flight, even in your hiding. I remained. I pursued, and I chose you still. You requested breakthroughs. Yet sometimes what I provide first is clarity. Because if I granted you what you desire without changing your perspective, you would sabotage the very thing you sought. That's why I work on your heart before opening new doors. That's why I stretch your limits before unveiling the promise. It's not postponement. It's divine crafting. I'm not merely delivering what you want. I'm sculpting you to handle it. Because I prioritize the endurance of your joy over the quickness of your blessings. I care more about your depth than your comfort. Allow me to speak to that place of solitude, the part of you that smiles for others, but cries in privacy. You were never meant to traverse this life in solitude. And while people may have departed with disappointment, betrayed, or simply drifted away, I have not. I never will. My love remains steadfast. My presence does not ebb. I am the friend who persists through every season, who rejoices in your triumphs and cradles you in your lows. I see the ache in your heart when you yearn for connection, for understanding, for someone to truly grasp who you are. And I want you to know I do. I understand every layer of your being, and I love you wholly. When the sounds of criticism rise, when shame attempts to bind you to the past, remember who I affirm you to be. You are not your failures. You are not your worst moments. You are not the fractured parts others highlight. You are redeemed. You are whole. You are becoming precisely who I envisioned when I first created you. And every setback has been a setup for something greater. I squander nothing. Each tear has nourished the soil of your future. Each delay has molded your character. Every disappointment has cleared the path for my divine appointment. I am not late. I am right on schedule.
You've carried burdens of guilt for things that were never intended for you. You've taken blame for circumstances beyond your control. But I didn't create you to endure condemnation. I made you for communion, for peace, for restoration. Today I urge you to release that guilt. Not because you are acting as if nothing ever happened. Rather, it's because I have already borne the cost. I have taken care of it. I have purified it. I have freed you from its grasp. And now the moment has come for you to liberate yourself. You deserve to heal. You are permitted to move ahead. You have the right to smile without feeling shame and to breathe without feeling burdened. That's the purpose of my grace. So much of your energy has been spent anticipating things to go awry. But what if this time everything works out? What if you prepared for hope instead of fear? What if you opened your hands to accept rather than keeping them clenched against loss? I wish to guide you towards a life of openness. Open to affection. Open to joy. Open to me. Embrace the unpredictable turns of life. Yes, there will be risks involved. Yet there will also be rewards. For I did not instill in you a spirit of timidity. I gifted you strength. I provided you a clear mind. I granted you the bravery to live vibrantly. You've questioned me about the possibility of living free from worry, and my answer is yes. Not through ignoring your feelings, but by grounding your heart in me. Serenity is not merely the absence of trouble, it embodies the presence of trust. It's choosing to awaken each day believing that despite the uncertainties, I remain steadfast. Even when the world trembles, I stand firm. Even when the future seems unclear, you know the one who secures it. And that alone is sufficient. That will always be enough. So, inhale deeply. Release your burdens and lean in. Because I am present, and I will not depart. You do not need to perform to gain my presence. You need not have the perfect words or everything figured out to receive my love. I do not seek perfection. Instead, I desire surrender. It's not the eloquence of your prayers or the regularity of your rituals that matters most. It's your heart. That delicate, weary, beautiful heart you often hide behind your obligations and distractions. I perceive beyond all that. I recognize the real you, the exhausted you, the yearning you, the one who continues to hope even when everything around appears bleak. And that's the version of you I value the most. Somewhere along your journey, you began to believe that struggling equated to failing. But struggle is not failure. It's proof that you haven't given up. I honor that resilience. I see the battle within you, even when you feel feeble. I acknowledge the bravery it takes to keep showing up even in the absence of answers. I notice the small gestures of faith, the hushed prayers, the unspoken tears, the decision to hope yet again. This kind of strength may often be overlooked by the world, yet I celebrate it. For it is in your weakness that my strength becomes most evident. It's when you falter that I rise to action. I understand there are unspoken concerns, wounds that lack healing, fears that torment, and memories that still hurt. I recognize that you carry scars and stories that remain untold. Yet I am not intimidated by your truth. I am not taken aback by your chaos. You can share it all with me, your rage, your skepticism, your fears, even your silence. I will accompany you through it all. I won't hurry you. I won't impose shame upon you. I will remain by your side. And gently over time, I will assist you in unraveling the complexities within. You no longer have to navigate through this alone. You've questioned if I harbor disappointment towards you. Allow me to clarify that matter directly. I do not. I have witnessed every misstep, every poor decision, every detour taken, and I still claim you as my own. I have not retracted my promises. I have not altered my view of you. My plans are resilient enough not to be derailed by your humanity. I considered your frailties when I called you. I understood who you were, who you are, and who you will become, and I chose you nonetheless. That is what grace embodies. It isn't merely a reward for the flawless, but rather a lifeline for those willing. There are individuals who departed, and that pain runs deeper than words can express. Their absence became an injury you attempted to ignore. But hear me well. Their exit was not your responsibility. Some departures serve as protection in disguise. Some rejections are simply new directions. I have removed certain people not to punish you, but to safeguard you. I beheld the conversations you were unaware of, the intentions you could not see, the paths that could have led to trouble. Thus I intervened. I closed certain doors. I rearranged relationships. I allowed them to go to pave the way for new arrivals, new support, new beginnings. I never take away without intending to give more. You have been engaged in battles unseen by others, and I want you to understand that I am fighting alongside you. You are not isolated in the pursuit of your peace, your mind, your purpose. Every time you stood tall when you wished to collapse, I was there to support you. Every time you wept behind closed doors, I was there to catch your tears. I am not an absent God observing from a distance. I am the God who enters the battlefield with you, who whispers encouragement when your strength dwindles, who raises your head when shame attempts to weigh it down. I fight for you because my love for you is profound. Sometimes you question why the breakthrough has yet to arrive, why your prayer remains unanswered in the way you envisioned. But timing serves as just one element. At times, what I am cultivating within you bears equal significance to what I am orchestrating around you. I am deepening your roots so that your branches can stretch further without bending. I am fostering resilience so that the blessings do not overwhelm you. You perceive the burden. I see the foundation.
You recognize the weight. I perceive the growth. What I am poised to unleash will necessitate the version of you that is being crafted during this very chapter. Do not despise the waiting period. It is where transformation transpires. You have become accustomed to operating in survival mode, perpetually bracing for the next blow, consistently preparing for letdown. But I did not summon you to merely survive. I called you to flourish.
I aim to transform your heart from fear to faith. I want to guide you back into your boldness to experience joy unconnected to your circumstances. You needn't delay your enjoyment until everything is immaculate. You can laugh now. You can rest now. You can love completely even while you are healing. You aren't stalled, you are transitioning. And joy is entirely permissible throughout this journey. You may feel as if you are lagging behind, but believe me, you are precisely on schedule for the life I have envisioned for you. Cease comparing your journey to others' highlight reels. Your narrative is sacred. Your pace holds intention. What you perceive as detours were merely scenic routes preparing you for greater impact. I have not forgotten about your dreams. I have been cultivating them in secret, and they will flower at the destined moment. Your steps are not accidental. Your prayers are not in vain. Your tears have not gone unnoticed. I have counted every single one, and I am weaving them into something extraordinary. And now I invite you to embrace a new way of breathing, to stride as if you are already liberated, to love as if you are already restored, to exist as if you are already favored. For what I have declared over you is already set in motion. You're not pursuing my promises, rather you're stepping into them. There's no need for you to strive for enoughness. You already possess it. I'm not waiting for you to turn into someone else. I'm awaiting your recognition of who you truly are. Selected, cherished, deserving mine. I understand the weight of unexpressed pressure you've been experiencing, a consistent burden pressing down on your chest like an unseen load. You've been attempting to hold it all together for those around you, haven't you? Putting on a smile while you're breaking, offering help when you're barely coping, pushing through each day, even as something deep within cries out to be acknowledged. You continually tell yourself that if you can just survive this week, this month, this phase, but that isn't how you have to live. I've never asked you to bear life as a burden. I beckoned you to walk alongside me, not ahead or behind, but together. There's no reward for pretending to be okay when you are not. Your actions do not move me. Your authenticity does. Bring me your pain, your anxiety, your confusion. I won't react with surprise, disappointment, or distance. I will come near, closer than your breath, and affirm what is true. You aren't weak for feeling overwhelmed. Feeling fear doesn't make you less spiritual. Doubting doesn't equate to being faithless. These are simply elements of your humanity, and I embraced your humanity long before you acknowledged its fragility. My grace remains unwavering in the face of your imperfections. Some days you awaken and question whether things will ever improve, whether the cycle of stress, effort, and silence will come to an end. I want you to know you are not trapped. You are being fortified. What seems like pressure is cultivating endurance. What may feel like silence is preparing a foundation. What seems like stagnation is actually a transformation on a deep level that your sight has yet to perceive, but your spirit will soon recognize. Even if the change is not visible, growth is occurring. You may not sense it, but healing is happening. You may not grasp it, but preparation is underway. There's a bounty awaiting you on the other side of this heaviness, not due to your flawless execution, but because I am steadfast, because I uphold my promises, because I do not abandon what I have begun. You will not exit this season empty-handed. You shall emerge with strength, with clarity, with deeper roots, and a heart that has been mended in places once fragile. You will experience peace not because everything around you is tranquil, but because you finally understood who possesses your peace. I am that peace. I am the rest you yearn for. I am the tranquility amid your turmoil. I am present. Do not allow fear to dictate your narrative. It may be loud, convincing, even sensible at times, but it is deceitful. Fear will always attempt to argue that you are too late, too excessive, too broken, too forgotten. Yet I, your Lord, declare something different over you. You are precisely on time. You are chosen for something greater. You are held together by my love. You are the focus of my attention. You are being uplifted, not cast aside. Nothing about your life is random. I observe everything.
I understand everything. And still, I love every aspect of you wholly. I desire to show you how to exist from a place of divine trust, not human stress.
This involves letting go of what you cannot control. It means relinquishing your timeline, your expectations, your fears regarding what might go awry. It means surrendering not into uncertainty, but into my hands. Hands that crafted the stars yet lovingly cradle your heart. Hands that authored eternity yet extend toward you in this moment. I will not allow you to fall. You've attempted to do it your way. You've tried to manage every nuance. Now, I encourage you to rest. Try surrendering. Try trusting. Try leaning, not leading. I will guide you. I acknowledge that there are needs which feel pressing. Bills that seem greater than your income. Responsibilities that continuously accumulate. Choices that weigh heavily. You keep questioning, what if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I can't manage it, but I aim to transform your inquiries? What if I provide unexpectedly? What if I grant peace amidst the pressure? What if I've already arranged a solution waiting for you to cease your striving just long enough to notice it? I am not daunted by your needs. I am the source, not merely the provider. Even during times when you feel numb, disconnected, as if you're merely going through the motions, I am still present. I don't retreat when you stop feeling. I don't vanish when your passion wanes. I stay. I endure. I await. Because I know that the flame will return. I know your heart will soften. I recognize that in your numbness, your spirit still reaches for me. And I am ever responding, even amid silence. Even when all you can articulate is help that suffices. I will meet you in that quiet plea. You've whispered prayers through tears that no one else has witnessed. You've asked me to alter circumstances you didn't even feel courageous enough to voice. And I heard them all. I cherished them. I responded not always according to your timing, but always with my perfect wisdom. Some responses are immediate. Others unfold slowly because they are sacred. They require time to develop into their destined form. And I will not rush the beauty that I am crafting. Allow me to love you beyond your productivity. Let me sustain you beyond your plans. Let me instruct you on how to breathe when everything feels suffocating. I've been here this entire time, not to demand performance, but to encourage you to pause. In this moment, I remind you, you are not failing. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are mine. You always have been. When I glance at you, I do not see failure. I don't perceive chaos. I don't see someone who has missed their opportunity or diminished their worth. I see a person still standing, even after all that sought to shatter you. I recognize the determination within your spirit, the longing to believe again, the quiet desire to rest, even if you don't know how. I see your fatigue.
Yes, but there's more. I witness your resilience. I see someone who has not surrendered. Someone who dares to hope even in the face of disappointment. And that hope is sacred to me. That flicker within you is significant to me. It is sacred. I want to remind you that having all the answers is unnecessary. You don't need to comprehend everything that's happening to align with my will.
Understanding is not essential for trust. In reality, true trust is forged amidst uncertainty. When you cannot trace my hand yet, choose to hold it. That's where miracles unfold. And right now, you are in a space ripe for miracles. Oh, not because everything seems enchanting, but because everything appears improbable. And that is where I excel. In the midst of what you perceive as irreparable, illogical, unrescuable, I sow redemption. Allow me to renew your perspective. You have been viewing the world through a survival lens, gauging progress by pain and timelines. But I am calling you to rise above. I want you to view this moment not as a punishment, but as preparation. I haven't delayed you to frustrate you. I've withheld what you believed you needed because I'm shielding what you genuinely require. There's a distinction. You prayed for open doors, and I closed some because not every passage leads to tranquility. You prayed for favor, and I withheld some because not every opportunity holds purpose. I seek to give you more than you've requested. I want to provide what will sustain you.
You've attempted to be everything for everyone, but I didn't create you to be their solution. I designed you to mirror me the answer. That is a release from your burdens.
That permits you to rest, to say no, to carve out space, to release what drains you, and make room for what nourishes your soul. You don't have to earn it. Rest is your inheritance. You don't have to prove it. Your worth is already secured. As you start living from that truth, a new cadence will emerge. It won't be one driven by haste. Instead, it will embrace an openness to receive. It won't be characterized by pressure, but rather tranquility. Yes, I recognize the losses you've endured. I see the doors that have shut, the betrayals, the sorrows you couldn't reveal due to their sacred nature. I noticed the times you chose silence to maintain harmony. I witnessed the nights spent hiding your tears, telling yourself it was all right when it truly wasn't. And I assure you, I am reclaiming it all. Not just the things visible to the eye, but also the hidden parts of your existence. The inner tremors, the quiet struggles, the dreams set aside. I'm breathing new life into those. I'm bringing back to life what seemed concluded. I'm reigniting what appeared to be buried. Your story is still being written by me. And when I restore what I return to you, won't be simply what you lost. It will be something greater. I enhance your peace. I enrich your joy. I deepen your resilience. What lies ahead isn't a mere duplicate of what is past. Instead, it's a revelation of what can only blossom from thorough refinement. You may feel as though something within you has perished during this season. But I tell you, a seed must fall and die to avoid standing alone. The death isn't the conclusion. It's the commencement of abundance. I utilize even this, the confusion, the waiting, the fluid nourishment for your future. I have not forgotten the promises made to you. I am unlike those who say one thing, yet do another. My word is anchored in eternity. Even amid darkness, I do not retreat.
I step into it to rescue. I enter storms to calm them and valleys to accompany you through them. Do not mistake delay for denial. What I have spoken remains true. What I promised continues to breathe. And silence doesn't imply cancellation. I operate within the quiet. I move within the mysterious. I manifest miracles on timelines that were always mine, not ones you created. You've been inquiring about the timing. Yet I ask you, will you allow me? Will you let me guide this process at a steady pace? Will you permit me to support you while you absorb the wisdom? Will you trust me to be sufficient even when your plans feel unclear? I'm not here to take away. I'm here to offer something profound to you.
Endurance, awareness, unshakable joy, and faith that thrives even in darkness. These treasures time cannot erode. These are the foundations that withstand storms.
These gifts endure. You don't need to act strong in my presence. You can lower your defenses here. Breathe out. Weep. Speak your true feelings. Your emotions don't overwhelm me. I'm not seeking performance. I desire your genuine presence. I want you authentic, unfiltered, and exposed. You won't frighten me. You won't let me down. You are secure here. Within this safety, I will rebuild you not as your former self, but as someone stronger, freer, more conscious of who you are in me. So release the falsehood that you missed your opportunity. Release the anxiety that insists you must control everything or it will disintegrate. Let go of the shame whispering that you aren't sufficient. Embrace this truth. I am enough. And I am with you, not as a concept or a metaphor, but in a tangible sense. At this very moment, I am holding you with hands that know how to rebuild. I'm mending you with a love that never runs dry. I'm guiding you through this trial, not around it or away, but through it. So when you look back, you can say that you were never abandoned. Not once. You've learned to function through fatigue. You've perfected the skill of showing up even while feeling fragmented inside. You've smiled amidst heartache and shouldered burdens unseen by others. But now I beckon you toward a new path, one where healing isn't a prize earned through suffering, but a gift received because you are mine. You weren't designed to live perpetually on the brink of burnout, subsisting on meager moments of peace, rationing joy as though it could deplete. You were born to overflow, to inhale deeply, to awaken each day, feeling truly alive, not merely existing. I have seen your efforts to hold everything in place, your responsibilities, emotions, and relationships. But there's no need for you to keep demonstrating that you can bear the weight. You were never meant to endure it alone. Let me carry it alongside you. Allow me to be the support beneath your surface. I am not let down by your need. I take delight in it, because it signifies you're creating space for me. When you make room, I fill every void with more than just relief. I bring comprehensive restoration. Genuine, full, lasting restoration. You may not see it yet, but I have already paved the way for you. I have ventured into days you've yet to experience and battles you've yet to confront. I've positioned provision where you feared scarcity. I've arranged divine connections where you presumed solitude. I've crafted a path through the wilderness. Though all you observe right now is dust, you don't need to know every step. I'm not expecting you to be the architect. I ask that you trust the one who has already mapped out the journey. I lead with love, not obligation. I invite you with peace, not trepidation. The aspects of your journey that seemed like interruptions were not mere coincidences. The delays,
The abrupt stops, the losses, they are not in vain. I utilize detours to impart lessons that straight paths cannot teach. I use closed doors as safeguards for your destiny. I leverage silence to enhance your discernment. I allow waiting periods to sharpen your faith.
This isn't punishment, it's preparation. I'm not setting you backward.
I'm positioning you forward. I'm reworking what you deemed irreparable. I'm tuning your heart to align with my rhythm. It's not about being slower, it's about going deeper. It's not delayed. It's being cultivated in unseen layers. You've cried out, Lord, when will the breakthrough arrive? And I answered not with commotion, but with calmness. Because your breakthrough will not emerge from chaos. It will unfold with clarity, not through striving, but through surrender. You're not awaiting something external to shift. You are undergoing transformation to be ready to grasp it when it does arrive. That's the transition. That's the miracle in progress. You're becoming the kind of person capable of carrying the promise without feeling crushed by it. You're being equipped to hold peace rather than just hope for it. I recognize the conflict within your thoughts, the spiraling ideas, the fears that softly murmur.
What if this is as good as it gets? And I dispel that fear right now. I counter that falsehood with my truth. This is not the conclusion. You are not trapped. Your life is not an endless cycle of sorrow. What I have prepared for you has no expiry date, nor does it hinge on your perfection. My grace does not account for your performance. My love doesn't tally your history. I give not based on your merits, but on your identity as my beloved. There's no formula to decipher to be deserving of my help. No rituals to perform to gain my focus. I am already here fully present, entirely willing and completely dedicated to your well-being. You need not plead for me to act. I'm already at work. The moment you offered that silent prayer, the moment you sighed when words eluded you, the moment your heart whispered, "God, please," I was responding. Heaven requires no lengthy dissertations to intervene. A whisper suffices. A solitary tear is sufficient. Even a simple breath reaching for me is enough. This week I will reveal to you proof of what has been taking shape beneath the surface. Responses you didn't realize were forthcoming. Serenity that disrupts turmoil. Provision arriving precisely when necessary. Unforeseen joy. Perfect timing. Conversations that unleash healing. Meetings that adjust your path. You won't need to force it. It will unfold naturally. You won't have to chase it. It will come to you. I'm orchestrating this not to dazzle you, but to reassure you. I see you. I'm with you. I'm for you, and I'm committed to fulfill what I began. Release the craving to control the timing. Let go of the fixation on how it will manifest. I didn't require you to resolve the details. I only asked you to follow. And wherever I guide, life thrives. Where my feet touch barriers, shatter. When I utter words, dread dissipates. Let your forthcoming breath brim with faith. Allow your next thought to be drenched in optimism. You are not faltering. You are evolving. You have not lost your way. Someone is guiding you. You are not forsaken. You are enveloped in grace. You can rest while I'm at work. You can exhale while I conduct my orchestration. You can savor today even as you await tomorrow. Release the guilt that demands constant striving. Drop the belief that struggle equals advancement. I have no desire to exhaust you. My focus is on nurturing you.
and I do so tenderly, with purpose, and entirely. You need not fret about what comes next when you walk alongside the one who scripts the future. Now take a deep breath. Allow my tranquility to permeate. Let your spirit accept without resistance. Permit your heart to soften without justification. You are not lagging behind. You are not shattered. You are not overlooked. You find yourself exactly where I need you to be for what is on the horizon. And I assure you what awaits is not disillusionment. What is to come is magnificence. What is to unfold is redemption closer than ever before. You've learned to persevere even amidst unresolved queries. You've prayed with quivering hands, rejoiced with a heavy heart, and dared to rekindle hope after setbacks. And I have witnessed it all. Not a single moment of your belief has gone unnoticed. Not a solitary seed of faith has failed to take root. Even in times when nothing seemed to happen, something eternal was being constructed within you. For faith is proven not in victory, but in the waiting and choosing to believe when the world around you urges you to surrender. You've wondered if your efforts matter. If your prayers, your dedication, your quiet obedience, if any of it makes a difference. And my response is a resounding yes. It changes everything. It alters environments. It moves mountains. It invites me into spaces the adversary wished to control. Your tiniest affirmation carries more significance than you ever realized. The instant you countered the falsehoods, opted to worship through the pain, or forgave when it seemed impossible, you advanced the kingdom. You proclaimed that God is good even when your narrative was not neatly tied together. That type of belief rewrites futures. And it is that kind of faith I have observed in you. You've sought signs and affirmations that I am truly near, that I have not gone mute. While I frequently communicate in quietness, I am also the God of proof. I will not let you wander in obscurity. I will not allow your trust to go unnoticed. I am bringing clarity. I am delivering peace that doesn't require justification to settle within your spirit. I am orchestrating divine encounters, individuals, words, moments that will affirm what I have murmured to you in obscurity. Not because you need them to trust, but because I delight in reassuring my children. This week holds more than you anticipate. It carries the essence of every tear you have shed, every time you chose faith over dread, and every silent sacrifice you made. I am gathering all of it, not a single fragment wasted, and transforming it into blessings. You will witness harvest where you only perceived desolation. Joy will emerge in places where sorrow once dwelled. I am altering the atmosphere of your existence. The burden is lifting not due to changes in situation, but because my presence is penetrating every part of your being. And in my presence, there is always abundance. Allow me to speak directly to the part of you that continues to doubt. I understand that trusting again is challenging. I comprehend the depth of your wounds. I witnessed the moment your hope shattered. I felt the breath escape you when you believed everything was collapsing. But I was never distant. I was amid the fragments. I was in the transition. I was gently taking hold of every piece, already aware of how I would rebuild you stronger. And now I am restoring not solely what you lost, but the part of you that ceased to believe restoration was possible. You need not explain why it still causes pain. I already comprehend. You need not conceal the inquiries you fear to voice.
I have heard them. I do not recoil at your doubts. I do not distance myself from your fears. I draw closer because this bond was never reliant on your strength. It was founded on my promise. My love for you does not fluctuate based on your ability to remain hopeful. I love you in the midst of your breakdown. I love you when your faith is flickering. I love you when you are weary, fatigued, and uncertain about taking another step. This is not the conclusion of your narrative. This marks the moment where transformation begins. The chapter where hope begins to breathe again. The instant you realize that your lowest point was not beyond my reach. I specialize in resurrection. I create beauty from ashes, light from darkness, purpose from suffering. There is no aspect of you that is beyond redemption, and there is no part of your life that I cannot utilize for greatness. Even the scars will shine. I am doing more than responding to your prayers. I am changing the one who petitions. You believed you were seeking outcomes, but I have been molding identity. You assumed you were asking for transformation, but I have been getting you ready for inheritance. What lies ahead will not replicate what has passed. This is not a cycle, it is a transition. You are entering into freshness not just externally, but also internally. A new mindset, a new level of trust, a new closeness with me that renders past fears powerless. Laughter will replace silence. Celebration will take the place of mourning. Clarity will emerge where confusion lingered, and it will not be fleeting. It will be rooted, anchored in me. You won't need to chase fleeting moments of peace. You will carry peace within you because it will reside inside your rejuvenated heart. This is the outcome of your determination, the reward for your long nights, the answer to the unvoiced cry. I heard, and I am still listening, still moving, still crafting a path that surpasses your wildest dreams. So do not hesitate to trust again. Do not be afraid to envision grand things, love deeply, or live life fully. You have been prepared for this. You are not the same individual who embarked on this journey. You have developed, stretched, and matured. You have traversed through trials and emerged refined. And now you are ready to accept what I have held for you all along, not just blessings, but a fresh start. Not just survival, but abundance. Not merely glimpses of happiness, but the capacity to dwell in it without restraint. Remain gentle. Keep your expectations alive. Stay connected to me. Do not let the clamor distract you from the quiet miracle unfolding. Do not allow the fear of further hurt to deprive you of the healing that is already in progress. I am not repeating old patterns. I am composing a new melody, and your name is intricately woven into every lyric. A melody of grace, breakthrough, and testimony. You will sing this not because everything aligned with your desires, but because everything fell into place according to mine. You did not journey this far merely to be left questioning whether you are still embraced. You did not endure this long just to wonder whether I am still active. Everything within you has been refined, not shattered. You are not behind. You stand exactly where transformation unfolds, at the intersection of surrender and strength. And here at this sacred crossroads, I am performing my most exquisite work, not only in visible outcomes, but in the unseen shifts of your spirit. You have become more compassionate, more perceptive, more grounded. That is no insignificant victory. I observe the times you silently uplift others while longing for your miracle. I appreciate your continued choices of kindness, hope, and allegiance to me when surrender would be simpler. This, my child, signifies greatness in heaven. It is not in accolades or applause. It is in faithfulness. It is in the heart that continually returns to me when the answers don't come swiftly.
That persists in belief when it would be easier to numb or flee. And that is what I bless, not perfection, but presence. Your presence before me has moved mountains you may not even know existed. There are blessings en route that do not ask for you to earn them, strive for them, or validate anything. They simply form part of my promise. Not because you have unraveled everything, but because I have always seen you as deserving. You've questioned, what if I miss it? But how can you overlook something I set on your path? What I have for you bears your name. What I unleash will find you. Not by your strength, but by my faithfulness. What is meant for you will not suffer delay any longer. It is already in motion. I am healing the parts of you that have been at odds internally. The section that desires progress and the one still clinging to the past. The piece that trusts and the one that fears. The aspect that says yes and the part that still hesitates. I do not demand you to ignore these parts. I invite you to present them to me because I can only heal what you place in my hands. I can only restore what you permit me to touch. And nothing within you is off limits to my grace, not your doubts, not your shame, not your exhaustion. I desire all of it.
I long for all of you. This life you are stepping into is not merely a destination. It is a connection, a rhythm, a daily intimacy with me that is independent of circumstances.
You will arise and discern my voice more clearly. You will make choices free from fear. You will see doors open that you did not pursue because they were crafted for your obedient heart. This isn't random favor. It is the fruit of walking with me, trusting me, even when your environment does not mirror your prayers. That kind of trust establishes you for all that lies ahead. I am redeeming the waiting. Every delay, every closed door, every solitary night, all of it is being molded into the foundation. Solid ground for you to traverse upon. You have requested elevation. And now I am responding, but not without roots. I have anchored you in compassion so that you do not forget others while you ascend. I have rooted you in humility to keep you teachable. I have grounded you in grace so you can walk with confidence, free from arrogance. I have prepared you for favor that won't overwhelm you but will elevate others through you. And indeed, I am in the process of mending relationships as well. While not every connection will be reestablished, those that are will emerge healed. The ones I choose to revive will reflect progress rather than guilt and togetherness instead of dependency. I am stitching hearts together not through deceitful tactics but through personal growth. You have transformed, and with that transformation, so will your way of loving. You will no longer accept what brings you down, yet at the same time, you will extend kindness to those still figuring out how to love properly. That's the essence of healing. It creates room for both limits and empathy. You've held on to aspirations that you've kept silent about due to fears or past disappointments. They were buried under the weight of time and rejection, but I have always remembered them. I have sown those dreams, and seeds do not perish in the darkness. Instead, they thrive. Those aspirations are beginning to emerge now. Not in a rush, but with purpose. I'm igniting your creativity, bravery, and vision. New concepts are being infused into your spirit. These will not just be good ideas, but divine inspirations, manifestations of solutions, creativity, ministry, business, and healing. Do not overlook the stirrings within your heart. That's me. I am not just the God who rescues, I am also the God who liberates. This is your moment of release. Release from shame, fear, feelings of unworthiness, cycles of failure, and from the past. I am severing the connections that have held you back. I am giving you keys. Keys that open doors no one can close. Keys to peace that goes beyond comprehension. Keys to an identity that lies cannot take away. You are not a slave to your history. You are a vessel of my presence. And where I reside, there is freedom. You might be feeling a sense of quiet within right now, and that's perfectly fine. Some of the most significant transformations occur in moments of silence. But pay close attention. The quiet is not a void. It's a time of gestation. I am bringing forth something new within you. Something sacred, something fierce and full of grace. You don't need to force anything. Simply accept it. Stay connected. Take deep breaths. Focus on me rather than on the timing. Keep your hands open, not tightly controlled.
Maintain a gentle spirit free from fear's defenses. I am not asking you to perform for me. I am asking for your trust. Now allow this truth to be etched on your heart. I have never left you. I have never ceased loving you. I have not altered my perspective of you. And I won't. You are still my chosen one. Still the source of my joy. Still the one I pursue with unwavering love. I am far from finished. This is just the beginning.
Amen.